for $336,000. Fighting out of seat 2, Cate Hall, coming in, weighing at over 8,000 tweets, is a relatively new face to the poker scene. This Tucson, Arizona native is the winner of this year's GPI Female Player of the Year. She has over 800,000 winnings from poker tournaments, but is yet to win a live event. Ladies and gentlemen, with the eyes of the poker world watching, we are live on Poker Night in America at the Sugar House Casino, and it's time to shuffle up and deal.
Great intro.
That was as hyped as this match should be. Guys, this is Shaun Deeb, joined by the Duck Book. You just saw do those amazing intros.
Thank you.
We're fucking excited for this show.
I'm pumped. It has been a long time coming for this.
Yes, and you know, we were only brought on a few months ago as commentators. There was a little discussion of who was going to do it. I was, from day one, I threw my name in the hat. I said, I want to be involved in this. I knew this was going to be amazing. And, here we are. Everyone's so pumped. All right, so Cate starts out with the button. So she won the first flip so far of this match.
I thought I was going to have a mic.
Which is really important. And I don't realize that I have a hot mic here for a little bit, so we're gonna hear me in the background.
Good call.
It happens.
Good
Oh,
call.
actually, there we go.
All right,
can see how hot
so
my
just so
TV
those tuning in, the buy-in is 15,000. They're playing 75, 150 blinds, and after 2 hours, the blinds will double. But it's a free. Whoever starts losing, that's all they have in front of them. So I got Cate opening to 400, which I think will be her standard
Coming
open.
out of the gate strong.
And Dentale, calling the queen 5. So let's see what goes down. Cate, flopping the nuts pretty much.
Yeah, and in heads up, obviously in not heads up as well. Trip, very good hand.
Yeah.
I'm willing to usually play a pretty decent sized pot with trips.
Dentale's calling here.
Yeah, this is a light float. I guess his thought process is he beats all the straight draws, but the problem is going to be that if you get barreled in the turn, you're going to kind of immediately be in a tough spot.
At least he had a plan.
We're going to have a lead here.
I like this. If he's going to play this hand, call that light. I like having a plan of winning, unimproved. So this check call lead.
True, but at the same time, it would be better to use a hand like a straight draw.
No, obviously you prefer equity.
Right.
But I mean, like with a hand with no backdoor equity, I think when you call a flop, you need a plan of what you're going to be doing.
Yeah, that's for sure true.
And I like Cate's call here as well because she knows he's could be bluffing leading draws, and she wants to keep him on the hook.
I think call and raise are both reasonable options.
2,000.
Oh boy, and we are gonna have first blood here. Right out of the
How does the
gates.
queen come?
Wow, that's actually pretty brutal. Now the question for Cate is, should she raise here? Or not?
I think the question is just sizing. I think her hand.
Yeah.
She has one of the best eights in the deck.
Well,
I think ace eight.
I think you can make kind of a reasonable argument for call because
his line is so polarized.
Because his line is polarized, and because you have to be
game.
ahead of over half of the hands that call you.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think her kicker
Cate,
beats
I
half.
just want to thank you for not raising me and saving me $4,000.
And I think
You're gonna call a $4,000 raise?
Oh, we got some chatter.
Am I going to call?
You were gonna call a $4,000 raise?
You seriously asking that question? You just flopped trips heads up. You didn't do any studying? Doug Polk, you didn't tell her when she flops trips?
Throwing the needles at the commentator.
This match was going to end early. Holy crap.
See, I think if Cate actually watched yesterday, she would have saw a hand.
My God, thank you.
Sorry to interrupt there, Dentale. But there was a hand where Mike played versus Jeremy, where Jeremy checked back King Jack on Jack
Pretty
Jack
sick,
10.
river, huh?
He led the 7 turn with the 7.
I saw that.
Called the raise and then called the river.
I saw that.
I think
that was pretty nuts.
Yeah, that's kind of if she saw it, she might know that he might bet call a 7 or a queen, thinking that looks bluffy what she's doing.
So going back to the trip situation, the higher trips are much more likely than lower trips because some of those hands are going to fold pre-flop.
Well, I mean, if he's calling queen 5 off, she might not have that assumption, but if he's calling queen 5 off, he might be calling 8-3 suited, 8-2 suited, like all the suited
Well, yeah,
eights.
but I mean, there's way less suited eights than offsuit.
Yeah.
So I think that the lead there is generally a bluff or trips itself. And because the lower trips are less likely to defend pre-flop if they're offsuit, I think call is okay. I mean, it's right there either way.
But I see this is where I think this is where you're being too advanced. I don't think Mike is the level. You've never played opponent as weak as Mike.
Well, never is a strong word.
Recently, I should say.
It's probably true.
Yeah.
I think that well, they both had 6 deuce here, and yeah, that's that.
It's just a good. I think it's a good fold. Let it go. You have an edge. You don't have to play 100% of buttons. If you just saw, like she already saw the info, he called 3-5 off, so she doesn't have much equity pre. Equity,
yeah, for sure.
And also, he took that bluff line with no equity, so she's got the impression that Dentale's going to try to outplay her. He thinks he's a better poker player than her, which is quite funny.
I think she likes me. I thought she didn't like me. I'm glad.
I think whenever they talk, we should listen.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm trying.
I'm anticipating a lot of silence. But anyway, someone asked what's the structure for this, and it is a best 2 out of 3, $15,000 buy-in per round. And if after 2 hours no one has gotten stacked, then they up the blinds to 150, 300 until somebody wins. And now we got a little trips back the other way here for Mike.
This is a limp pot though.
All right. Well, Cate has a pretty easy check call, and Mike has a pretty easy swing for the fences.
Do you like Cate checking a7 off versus the button limp?
Yeah, I think it's fine. You want to have some aces in your check range. I think we're going to see this go bet on the turn and fold, though.
Really? I would be tempted to call when someone limps the button. I think he doesn't have too many kings. A couple aces. She has the ace of diamonds. She beats if he does have a flush draw.
Yeah, but she has a bunch of kings herself. She can have some trips. She could have a hand like ace-4. She can have some diamond hands.
You really think there's a big difference between ace-4 and ace-7?
Yeah, it's a huge difference because bluffs, 6-7.
You have better equity versus those straight draw bluffs.
With ace-7
over ace-4.
Yeah.
Okay, well, for starters, when you have ace-4, he's more likely to be bluffing.
Well, I don't think he's going to bet the flop with a 4 and bet the turn with a 4. He's going to check back if he turns a 4.
But it's the kicker that matters here. Like, having a 7 is a bad card. Like, there's not.
Oh, you mean so blocking the 7? Okay.
Having a 7 in your hand there is definitely bad.
Okay. I can agree to that point.
If you're going to structure calls, you should probably not include hands that are ace high with a kicker like that. You should call some ace highs. I'm with you on that. Yeah. But I just don't think that one.
All right, guys. One other nice little part about this match is both players are also playing for charity as well. So they really want to spend the other person's money on a good cause.
I'm sure.
And they're going to send them, a nice little Christmas card saying, thanks for your donation at the table that went to this charity. So Dentale is playing for the Community Volunteers in Medicine. Provides free coordinated health care to low-income individuals and families who have no other place to turn for care in Philadelphia. As a nonprofit, it's supported 100% through philanthropy. CVIM is committed to remaining the safety net provider for medical and dental care in our community. And you guys will see a link if you want to donate or read more about that charity, and we'll mention Cate's in a little bit. Let's get back to the action for this hand.
I do believe we are going to have a competition going here between the two charities to see who can raise more.
Oh.
I could be wrong, but I believe that's what's going on here. Isn't a competition between the two of them?
For charity, like a drive. Like if you're on Cate, decide, go to. Let's see where the money is actually behind.
Right. I don't want to say it correctly. That is correct, right? So anyway, you have an option to donate to either of their charities. Show your support for the community as well as
another big cooler here as they both, river at 10. It's 4 straight, but Dentale calls and.
I actually like how Dentale played this hand.
Yeah.
A lot. Bet turn, check call river. Cate also played it fine. I think this is just like standard really from both players.
City again, huh, kiddo?
You see Mike's getting a little flustered, Look at the way he's moving chips. Shaking a little bit, I think.
900.
Your live reads are kicking in, Shaun.
Oh, yeah. Do you like the check call? Because I knew I was getting cooler again, buddy.
I like the check call.
Yeah.
I mean.
Dentale, when Doug agrees to your play, it means you're better playing.
Oh, we already have $25 in here. for Cate's charity,
All
I
right.
believe.
Sick.
Gonna
So
go ahead and read off what
yeah,
Cate-
let me read about that one for you guys, since you can start donating. So Hall's charity is the Committee to Protect Journalists. It's an independent, nonprofit organization that promotes press freedom worldwide. They defend the rights of journalists to report the news without fear of reprisal.
And that does not surprise me to be Cate's charity,
Yeah.
at least.
She always, researches really well. I know she was big into .org or whatever the charity with all those guys. And yeah, it's just, I think two great causes. And, Mike's a local guy. I got respect for him doing, money where it matters. And Cate, being an ex-lawyer, wants to do what she can legally for people.
Yeah, I think it's cool to add that element here. I also think it's just kind of funny to have them up next to each other because then it's just like another little mini thing going on here. Okay, so we got an open, an open from Mike and a call from Cate.
And Dentale decided to min raise. So Dentale's had quite the button.
He's had a variety of strategies,
which I think is going to be very good. It's going to help him out.
Now, I think that in this hand, if Mike wants to win this pot, he's going to win it. Although
you think so? I think she's going to recognize a 6 is just too strong to fold. Well, she's definitely never going to fold now.
Yeah, on a neutral turn. My main point is that when your opponent flops, a middling pair and you flop a straight draw, you usually get them off it by the river in most situations. Now, as played, Mike looks like he's considering going for a stab here.
Which I don't mind. I mean, pretty much has one of his low hands.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I mean, he can have a lot of lower hands. He can have 4-3, 4-2, 3-2, 7-3, 8-7, 9-7, 7-4. So he does have a bunch of other ones, but he can have.
It's credible to bet an ace,
Yeah,
and Cate will from him. And he gives up.
We should have another $100 donation in here, by the way.
Wow,
You guys are awesome. Just keep it up. How bad would I crush these two? I am not the greatest heads-up player. I think
for sure.
Me and Cate would be really close, and me and Dentale just wouldn't be
This
close.
is an honest man here.
Yeah, I know my skill set. It's to be a jackass, to be an idiot, Me and Shaun and Deeb, I love doing that
His
stuff.
shirt says sarcasm. Right there.
Nope. Went the wrong way.
You went the wrong way. You're like, oh.
I usually swerve the wrong way.
It's reversed. It's reversed.
Yeah.
Which confusing.
He's way more used to streaming, so that makes sense why he gets it right.
Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Let's get a few questions here from the chat, guys. I'm gonna give a few shout outs to anyone I recognize in here too. Mao
I
Jr.
saw real Johnny Backs, the legend,
wow.
Cliff Josephine.
Is it actually him though?
Yeah. I've interacted with him a few times, so I know
Cool.
it's him.
We got C.R. Martin in here. Hey Doug, did Cate Hall take your Heads Up Mastery course? Yes, she did. So she's been going through that material, which I imagine will help her substantially in this format.
Another kind of cooler for Dentale here. Super dry board. Flops middle pair after calling the raise.
So
Cate
we got
checks back.
check. I think we're going to see Cate bet turn and river, and I think we're going to see Mike call down.
Do you like the call down if he does end up doing that?
Call down is definitely correct, but we'll see what happens.
Finally, Dan O'Brien Poker is also in the chat. How are you,
Shout
Dan?
out Dan O'Brien. Glad to have your day. Frankie B NYC. Minosa, what's up? Throwing his dongers up in the chat. Welcome. S. Strobe in the mix. Ryan Meese. Also here. C.R. Martin. Got a lot of faces. A lot of friendly faces. The real Bob Ross.
I don't agree with C.R. Martin making the point that sunglasses while playing means I'm a weak pro. I think sunglasses can be very intimidating. I'm someone who picks up a lot of things, and a lot of the best live readers actually like wearing sunglasses because of the fact they don't want you to know what they're looking at. They're looking at your arms, your face, your knee, your legs. You know,
I kind of switched sides on that. Like originally,
it's getting a little
get
bit
hot.
looser
It's
in here.
toasting under these stairs. But anyway,
Doug is too tall. We should have actually switched because he hits his head on the wall.
I am taller than where the stairs are, but that's okay. So we saw check call, and now Cate's going to bet the river.
See, I really think there's a river where I think Dentale can fold because I don't think she has too many straight draws that are going to go for it. And now deuces beat her, H chop, I just don't see her taking this line as a bluff too often. I think she's going to bet most of her air on ace 8 deuce rainbow.
And another good point too is that you definitely should check call a deuce on the turn as Mike.
My hands are cool here all day.
And now a deuce has
a
paired.
better hand.
Yeah, see, this is where like Dentale's like, the GTO style. He says
This
it's
is a
probably a
snap
call,
call.
but he feels like it's a fold, which I'm a fan of.
But I
Trusting your
happen to think I'm
instincts
beat.
as a poker player.
I happen to thinking you have an ace here.
Yeah, he's kind of pulling Daniel Negreanu. He's calling the hand correctly and
While
still
putting
making
his
the
money
correct
in.
call.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
Just to say, I was right.
Right.
Even though he could have waited 30 minutes and heard us say, "You're right, Mike. She's got an ace. Just fold."
I think either way is fine here. I don't see a problem with either line.
Yeah, the
Against my
biggest
better
shock right now
judgment.
is
Having a
oh, sorry.
Having a 7's not good.
Against my better judgment.
And I think it's really bad for Dentale to be showing his cards right now.
I mean,
I know like it's good for the show, but like,
is it really that bad to advertise? Hey, if you try and
Do me a
bet,
favor, give it a little
and I have
extra
pairs, I'm
shuffle
gonna call you
first.
down. Is that
Oh, you
bad?
hear that live pro? He asked for an extra shuffle. He knows he's
gotta-
got to change the luck.
You gotta
change it
You
up.
gotta get the extra shuffle.
Yeah. Now give it a good,
Maybe just
counterclockwise
a new
wash.
deck, new setup out there.
Yeah.
Look, it's been like 6 hands or something, or 8 hands. Oh, we got 200 here for Cate's charity. We have $1 in.
Oh, I didn't even notice that on the screen.
I think that was. I think someone's trolling.
Yeah, that is a
But
pretty
you know
solid
what?
troll.
You know what? A $1 donation is still a $1
Yeah,
donation.
but someone's going to put in some money behind. I know there's some big money players doing
I
a
am,
secondary stream
small, right?
who are betting on Dentale, so I'm sure they're not super excited right now.
Probably not with the way this is kicked off.
Look at I do not like this over 3xing now that they're getting shallower. Opening to 500. That's kind of, I think, a sign of tilt already.
Yeah,
He
that
just wants to win a pot, and he's a little bit frustrated.
it's definitely not better to raise big as you get shorter.
I feel like there's a hand Cate would 3-bet a lot, but I think over the over 3x, I think I would fold personally. But maybe she's sensing the weakness with the over raise, and she's going to go for it.
I'm going to do a classic Doug answer here. I think I like all 3 options.
No, Doug. We're not allowed to do all 3 options. He just snap calls it? Oh, my God.
He's got to snap it off.
He doesn't even this is just...
All right, we got poker.
6 high to 5 high.
The highest card someone has right now is a 6.
Hey, but they are suited. They got that going
That's
for them.
true. And only 1 gap.
Yeah. But I mean, like, this is a giant amount of, Dentale's stack, and this is, one of the leaks that I think he has. And they flop nothing,
Who's
so I like Cate's chances of winning this spot. That's such a great card for Cate's range. She's checking because she has no equity.
Probably. I have to feel like we're going to see a river stab here, though. Although now that we've
You got to stab. She has so many better high diamonds.
I don't know.
than
Now that,
Dentale.
you have a 5, though.
Yeah, but there's...
Mike should definitely stab. It's hard to get worse than a 6. If he bets here, he probably wins. This is a spot.
That's why I don't like checking in Cate's spot. I think he's got some better hands, and she has way more like the trappy hands possible than Mike.
But the thing is, she has other hands to bluff. She could have a hand like Ace-9 suited.
But
Or
Ace-9 suited and 5s almost are the exact value. Dentale has no deuces. He doesn't
But
really
they're not the same value, because if Mike has a random pair, it
But what
matters.
random pair would he have?
4s or 3s or Ace-2 suited.
3s are blocked.
I mean, they're not the same hand is the main point. So if you have to,
I just like it because he can have Ace-X.
but the thing is, we have to structure our ranges based around the correct way to play all of our hands. So bluff hands, that hands.
Dentale's so tilted he called with the best hand 3, and he knows it. But Mike doesn't realize that if she didn't river pair, he was going to lose the pot.
Yeah.
Olivier is in the building playing a tournament. He might come at some point. Doug did kind of hurt his voice with that amazing intro.
I did. I went hard in the paint there, but I'm still here.
I'm not challenging Doug, guys. I just think we have vastly different styles. I think that's
Right.
great for this show.
Yeah.
I've become the live pro, the online tournament grinder.
Right.
is
And
the live pro.
I actually know how to play heads up, so it's a nice mix.
Yeah. You could have just said I actually know how to play no limit hold'em.
Yeah.
To really be
yeah.
honest.
Your ring game is solid.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. You got.
You've taken about 70,000 off me in the ring. So you're like, yeah, Shaun,
Well,
you're
I
great
gotta
in ring.
keep-
Just
I
keep
gotta
playing.
keep you in the game.
Yeah, just like keep juicing me up because I'll never play you heads
You're
up. no
funneling
limit.
the money into me.
Oh yeah.
You
I
you
take
beat
from the
everyone,
fish and give
then
to
you
the
just-
pro.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. So Great to be here.
All right, look at Dentale. Is really, this is what we saw yesterday in the cash game. Is the more tilted he gets, the more station he gets pre with a lot weaker and weaker hands. With these stack sizes, it's going to punish him.
But 8 just suited is a hand where, like, I mean, you're suited, man. In the big blind in heads up no limit, if someone raises less than 3x and you're suited, I can get behind a flop.
Even like 35 blinds effective?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Suited. Suitedness, guys. It's a good thing. Dentale is a bad rag.
Normally I would stop by and check out your pizza shop, but I have a flight tonight or tomorrow. So
you could send him some, though. He'll eat it.
Yeah, you could always send us a pie to the Sugar House Casino. The staff here would love you. And we'll definitely give you a little shout out for that food.
Absolutely, for sure. The thing is, though, in heads up, whoa! Look at the donations. Mike.
Dentale taking the lead.
Upswing. Wow.
That's
276. Damn.
We're gonna get up there. I think the good line is, what is gonna be the higher thing? Money donated to charity or peak viewers we have for the stream?
Probably peak viewers.
Really? I can see us
so.
getting up to like 5,000.
That's an interesting bet, though.
Yeah. It kind of depends on how long the matches go for,
That's also
like
true.
that's a big.
That's very
there.
true. It tends to build over time.
Yeah.
So, I could see it going either way. All right, so we have limp in from Mike, which on short stack is fine with ace-5, and check from Cate. And we've got
no one flopping it really much. So you're going to see check here.
Probably going to see check. And this bet's probably going to work. I think
Cate bet full pot.
Oh, she led. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then turns the nuts.
Super reasonable turn. Reasonable turn.
She's a little mad, though. It's also a diamond.
Oh.
That's kind of brutal for her.
Cannot catch a break so far. So.
And what I just don't understand Dentale's flop call,
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
What are you beating? What cards are good for you?
You could have a king, you have a queen, you have a jack, you have a 10, you have a 9, you have diamonds.
Everything is better than an ace.
You could even have ace-5 with an ace. That would be better. There's a very wide range. By the way, guys, joining us here in the booth for a second, stopping by, Kane Callis, the legend. I think actually you were here commentating on Friday, right? So
yeah.
So you guys are familiar with Kane.
He's a great guy. Not the greatest poker player, but a great guy.
No, I disagree. I disagree. Kane's strategy, for those that don't know, and I've known Kane for a while, have aces as much as possible.
I did the Kane Callis yesterday.
You did.
I had it 4 times, Kane.
4 times.
And I won all 4. And I had kings once or twice.
People had some hands too. So.
Only once someone got an inverse me. But yeah, I loved it. I felt good.
I felt good with the aces.
So Cate is now switching to min raising, which I'm sure in Doug's program, based on stack size, that is going to be the best option to do. And
yeah, I don't cover really too much stuff about shorter stack play.
Oh, really?
On upswing. It's based around deep stack. But as you get shorter, it is more reasonable to min raise.
And Dentale finally gets his first bluff through.
And it was a good spot to do it.
Yeah.
I like this play. It's unlikely that the check back range contains too many flush draw type hands or straight draw type hands. A lot of those equity hands are going to be betting on the flop. So good time to take a stab with a weak hand that does have a little tiny bit of equity. I can get on board. If you want to check that hand on the turn, take a stab on the river, I can get behind that too.
Yeah, but I think also Mike has to be afraid of that. Cate has shown a willingness to check, top pair like the ace hand. So she's going to be having a very balanced checking range that she will have some combos of flush draws, some straight draws, some 10x's, very few trips I think she'll be checking back. But,
right.
I mean, that's going to work in her favor because she's going to be more balanced while I think Mike is just going to be more button clicky.
Well, there have certainly been buttons clicked so far.
Yeah. And the best thing, all those tweet buttons that were clicked that got us to this point. Let's give a shout out to Twitter.
It wouldn't be a thing without Twitter.
Yeah.
Said no one. No, I'm kidding. No, but that's true. That's true. They battled it out. All right, so we have a situation where Mike has flopped ace high. Cate has a gutter. And
Mike is betting huge. for
And
these spots.
Whoa. Yeah. Damn, awkward. How deep are they?
He has like 3,800 back.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I don't mind all three options.
I like raising, getting it in. I just think with 10 high out of position, I just check raise go on this board.
That's fine. I think that's fine. Well, if Cate wants to win this, she's gonna win it.
1,000.
I don't know.
And
oh, you see this? Up to 1,200.
What?
CPJ.
What just happened?
Someone just threw it out in
Did
the
someone
$1,000.
$1,000. Wow, unbelievable.
Yeah, I should have made
Sean,
that bet. I knew it was going to work.
We are doing the Lord's work today. We are doing the Lord's work. We're making the world a better place.
I wouldn't go that far.
We're making it
the
a
world is a
place.
pretty great place as it is. Yeah,
I agree with that.
we're not that egotistical, guys.
Yeah,
just one of us.
We're not going to make America like great again or something like that. And for those of you that don't know, Cate and Mike had some serious Twitter beef about 4 months ago, and you know, Cate.
It wasn't just 4 months ago. For the last 4 months.
But I mean, the initial storm.
Yeah, the initial storm was
4
insane.
months ago. And Cate, very left wing. You know, with everything that goes along with that, a lot of people describe her as being a social
getting in a
justice
little
warrior.
frisky with the King 5 off.
That's good. I think Mike just needs to like.
He's got to get some momentum. He's a
gotta,
big momentum player.
He has to put his foot in the gas.
Yeah.
And like,
Could you outplay me one hand and show it? Show me some skill.
I
Show
love
me
it.
that you could earn, you know, any out just getting hit with the deck.
You're doing a good job outplaying
Can you do
yourself.
that for me, please? Could you prove everything I've said about you wrong one time?
So happy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's always smart when playing heads up to convince your opponent to play better than they're currently playing.
Right, that's a
You know,
good
yeah, like, hey, you know, I think you're not playing that well, you know. You could
Right.
But the funny thing is, Dentale actually made a point so far with the card scene. Cate has had the best hand almost every time. She hasn't really bluffed him off, you know,
Right.
a big one. And
Yeah, no, for sure.
she's just gotten a
Top
showdown and
two on
had the
this?
best hand.
And Mike should be checking this on the flop, probably. Although Deeb likes betting because Deeb bets his pairs.
I bet my bottom pairs. I like to protect.
Yeah.
And
And they play
I think,
well. They play well versus check raise.
And
If you check back, you know you're up against a strong range. So there's a lot of good
and
merit
one of the
there.
reasons I think I like betting there is when the bottom card pairs, so often your opponent bluffs into you. That is one of my favorite things, is letting them try to
True.
represent that card
And
that they're so convinced you check back.
And also, that happens a lot because 2 of the cards off the deck are that card.
And I'm very good at hitting 2-outers.
I know you are.
I'm better at 3-outers, but 2-outers have done pretty well at that.
Yeah, you got Bousquet.
Yeah, I got him good.
You got him good. Ace,
I
queen,
actually thought
strong hand.
it was really funny because I chatted with him about the hand. I was like, you know, I thought you picked up some physical tells on me because I was like kind of, you know, at a TV table, you guys don't realize that this is a very high rail. It's very awkward compared to a normal poker table.
Yeah, no.
So I do a lot of weird positioning things with my arms, and I thought he had picked up something. Z3 bet me like twice when I did something differently than when I had a big hand. That as a reverse tell versus him, and I trapped him with his, and he only got it in with the second nuts.
Man, I didn't even know that game was happening.
I know you're not.
I was just playing poker. What was I thinking?
You were just drinking.
I was also just
We
drinking.
were drinking a lot.
There
It
was
was awesome.
there was a lot of alcohol. Jeremy, man, he goes hard in the paint.
Shout out to Sugar House for hooking us up with all that free, nice,
Absolutely.
top shelf liquor.
It was
Only
the, good
the best
stuff.
for us.
It
yeah.
was actually the good stuff.
It was the stuff that Phil Hellmuth drinks regularly. That's how
Yeah.
good it is.
And after you
Dentale-
fold, I'm going to show you a deuce.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh, man. Mike is great, man. Like, I mean, I don't always agree with like a lot of the stuff he does on Twitter, and like,
After
could-
you fold, I'm going to show you a
What are
deuce.
your
I
thoughts
hope
on
it's
you
not
know
bad.
Cate Hall's line here, checking back flop?
Cate Hall has actually like a pretty good bluff catching hand.
Really? I
Wait.
think it blocks a lot of
Sorry,
straights.
checks down. No,
Yeah, it
but
checked down.
But-
If you can show a
Any
card
better
other than a deuce.
there's no straights though. There's no straights, man.
Can you do it?
It checked down
No.
to the river.
More impressive
Yeah,
what?
If you could
you
show
think
a card
Queen High
other than a
when he
deuce.
overbets there?
Show me another
You
one.
don't
What
want to
do
have a
want me
low card in your hand though. Like it's way better to call Queen 10
I'll
than
show
like
it to
Ace.
you. You're not
X.
talking anymore.
So you want to call with hands that don't block the bluff range of your opponent.
Like I said, there's 2 parts of playing poker.
I would lean towards
There's
calling.
getting
I
smashed
just
in the
think
deck
like
like
the
you
check
have
back
been,
flop and turn
and
when
there's
Dentale can
showing
fold ace
skill.
high, like
Earning pots,
and you
winning
have
pots.
nut
Which
outs,
one
and then
was
you can
leading
just like
queen five
get
on the turn
bet
on the
bet
first
jam
I'm
with
sorry?
those stack
Which one
sizes.
was leading
Well, what
queen
I'm s-
5 on the turn on the first hand?
You're breaking down hands with me now after you check trips, 10-8, and a heads-up pot when I have top pair? You just
I didn't
flattered
check
me?
it.
I mean,
She
you just
didn't check
flat
Do you
it.
called
even remember the
2,000,
hand?
right?
She bet and he led
What am I,
turn.
75?
Ooh, he's steamed up, man. This is good. This is great.
It's on me, right?
Yes,
Ready?
you have the button.
500. Buckle up. This is going to be a good hand. Deuce.
No, this is just exactly what we were hoping for.
I didn't think there would be much of this, but if there is, we got to let him talk.
We're trying to keep quiet when they start talking, guys. We really want to hear their table talk.
Yeah, guys.
It's just tough for mid conversation, but we're doing our best.
Yeah, you guys. I mean, you feel free to complain because, like, we're gonna read it and care a lot. But our general stance is, if we're in the middle of a sentence, we're gonna finish it, and then let them talk. But most of the time, they're not talking, so we can't like wait in the edge of our seats to hope they're not gonna.
Mike took a deep breath. He might be about to say something.
No, dude. He just said cards.
Don't raise the button. Don't do it. 1,000.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, that's
Tell
kind
her
of a
don't do it,
live
she
pro
still
thing.
does it. That's
Someone
sick.
like trying to induce you to open and then just snap 3 bets. Like,
Yeah.
that's usually strength. That's the live pro. Luckily, Cate had nothing because she's GTO, so she would just ignore that information. That
Yeah.
He's just throwing out there.
Yeah. Something along those lines. All right, guys. So let's do this. We obviously have to kick it off with this. Early on the stream. If you want to see Cate Hall win, let's see a 1 in the chat. If you want to see Mike win, let's see a 2 in the chat.
I feel like we should have done like muscles or something else. Like, I know there's some emojis.
Yeah, I don't know if there's muscles on Twitch, but let's go 1 for Cate, 2 for Mike. It'll flood in. Just watch.
Okay.
It'll flood.
3. The
Yeah.
first one that comes in. Well
First
done,
one.
Troll. Sausage Fest.
We got a mix here actually. We have a real solid mix. Look at this.
You do know Twitch. It came in quick.
Yeah, I've been here a time or two. All right, so I think this is like a relatively neutral.
It looks like maybe 60-41s. That's my quick read.
Yeah, there's more 1s flooding in now. So
Yeah.
big stretch of 1s. All right, so we got. Oh, there are the muscles. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Although I haven't seen that before. Hey, it's cheap. Cheat in 69. By the way, shout out to my boy Jason Les, clearly on the rail as always, as a live
Hey,
pro
Jason
should.
Les was there when I
How
won my
light
first
did you just
bracelet.
call
He
right
was?
now?
He was, yes.
Nice.
Thank you, Jason, for being such a weak ass bitch 3-handed.
Oh,
I'm just curious how light you call me. I'm going to make you fold and show you a 5. I'm going to bet 1,000 and show you a 5. I don't have a 5. Oh, I do have a 5, yeah.
So every time he's done that, if Kate's paying attention, he's had the nuts. He has done that with.
She's not gonna know if he does or not.
Well, she
He
can
called me
get
2
information
weak
for
on the
later
turn.
matches. I guarantee both them,
Very easy
he's
to
got
bluff
someone
you off
telling
on
him
the
some
river.
stuff after. I think
Yeah.
there's gonna be some changes of gears
I mean,
from
it's-
Cate from match 1 to 2.
It's hard. It's
Why do
hard
I
to.
keep putting that there. Can I get a Red Bull?
Yeah, what up, Red Bull?
Yeah, shout out to Red Bull throwing a nice party for us last
Yeah, they
night.
did last night.
Had a good time.
Regular, please.
Regular. Gotta get the sugar, man. Mike does not strike me as a regular Red Bull kind of guy. You know? Shit, I actually want a Red Bull.
I'm sure we can find one.
I'm sure. And we also at some point have to start drinking. By the way, Shaun, we also want to quickly talk about the new Poker Night in America app.
Oh yes, let's.
If you want to quickly just pull that up.
Yeah.
Check.
Do you want to play poker on TV with our pros? Poker Night in America is about to launch a new social
If you
poker
blow
app
on this pot,
that will
I
let
fold.
you win real world prizes, including a chance to appear
75.
on TV at our table, very likely with Doug or I or Jeremy. I know everyone would love to play with
Ooh,
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Yes. So go to pokernight.com/app to sign up for our newsletter and be among the first to be notified when the app is available. Download, play, and win. Should be out in a few weeks, I believe. I'm excited.
Yeah, should be good stuff. I actually, you know, I really like what Poker Night in America is doing overall. You know, I really feel like they're making poker. I mean,
I know you want to say make your poker
What were
great
you saying?
again.
No, I wasn't
I
gonna
know.
say
No,
that.
you want to say it.
I wasn't gonna say
You
that.
gave the intro.
I
you paused.
legitimately wasn't going to say make poker great again. I was looking for the right words.
You said if you play
But
another year,
you know, there's not many people that are currently that currently have televised
Hold on.
poker.
You did get that wrong.
What did you say exactly? Do you remember?
I said if I'd been playing for 10 years, there's nobody I couldn't compete with.
There's no, you could compete with anybody. You didn't say something, that's what you said? I thought it was a little different. If 10 years, if you were playing 10 years?
I said 5 or 10 years.
5 or 10. Now it's 5 or 10. It's going to be 2 years in a little while.
Hey, someone just said, you know, Cate is hot. Why is Dentale act like a dick towards her? Let's talk about how hot Mike Dentale
Wow.
is, you know.
That's all
I mean,
this one.
Those new
For a guy who's that old, you know, he's looking good.
it is actually he's surprisingly
Old.
old for like how in shape he is.
Yeah. No one, I think, will ever say that about me at any point in my life, though.
No one will ever say that about you.
Yeah.
I got a black 3 somewhere. Nope, I don't. Fuck. Thought I did.
Oh, this is the first game. Someone's asking. It's the first match of best of 3. It's strictly freeze out, and we'll see. You know, Dentale's made a good comeback. He was down to about 4,500, 5,000,
He was on the ropes.
and he kind of, you know, got some better hands, got some 3-bets in there, and Cate kept folding.
Red Bull's kicking in.
Yeah, you see
We're
them
about to-
getting a little bit more relaxed at the table. You know,
For
I think
sure.
they were very tense the first, 20
Oh,
minutes.
100%. 100%. Also, guys, in the chat, it's easy to say be quiet when they're talking, but we are in the middle of sentences. So, like, you can complain, but we're still going to finish our sentences. We'll do our best to be respectful here, but, I mean, let's have a little common decency to the commentators who are under the stairs commentating this action for you. All right, so we got an open here from Cate.
I think we got another 3-bet coming. Oh, no, I just called. I was grabbing more chips.
Okay, this is a heads-up version of an action flop.
Ah, the old lead. I like this because Cate's been checking back a ton of flops. I like leading some hands, into that.
Yeah, I can safely say I don't like this. And also, I think Cate should mainly
Be
try
folding
to,
or raising?
Yeah, well, I think mainly raising and then sometimes calling.
You never fold this hand to a
You're
lead.
in position 3-1 with a gutter. Hard.
A non-nut gutter. I know it's not a huge heads
Dude, we're
up.
playing no limit hold'em. Non-nut gutter. What is that bullshit?
That's the way I play.
Oh, okay.
Got a little blackout.
And
I just think, because I know a lot of people lead some draws on that type of
Cate
board.
absolutely should have stabbed here on the turn. I mean, pretty mandatory stab. And now also, again, a pretty mandatory stab. Mike having a 4 isn't very good.
But Mike doesn't consider that.
I'm saying what the actual strategy is. I'm not saying what they're
that's not the
thinking.
actual strategy. That's what the strategy should be. But we're not playing,
That's what it is.
Doug Polk, lessons here.
I'm talking about actual strategy. You can talk about made-up strategy if you want. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll do the actual strategy, and you can say words.
Okay.
All right. You can't be like, oh, you can't talk about actual strategy. It's not what he's thinking. It's still strategy. Oh, God. And Mike is thinking about this. Well, by the way, this is one of the reasons I don't like the flop lead. But
This hand's a fold, but I want to call.
His instincts are spot on again.
however,
8. It's a bad run out for me, and it doesn't make sense. So many hands and drawers that beat this small pair I have.
something you never thought you'd hear Mike say.
Open-ended, your flush draw, your overcard. But there's just something about your body language that tells me you're full of shit.
Oh, that's right.
8, right? What do you think?
It's called alternative strategy.
This could be a read gone bad. You know what happens. very little pair. Hands will fold. But, fuck it.
Got him.
That's called playing poker.
Oh, snap.
Oh, look at that cock. Like, you see how much his demeanor's changed from like 30 minutes ago.
Uh-huh. Ooh, he's happy right now. He's a happy camper right now.
Oh yeah. He's still down 2-1, but you know he's got the happiness EV. Like we said, he's a flow player. He's an emotional player. He's gonna chug that Red Bull, get his strength, and you know it's basically like his bag of spinach or whatever can of spinach.
Honestly, I just hope we get like a real close down the stretch match. I want some big hands. I want some lulls. I want some more mic chat.
Yeah, Cate, you know, it's tough to, when you're someone who's so talkative like Dentale, Cate is, you know, just trying to focus on her game and with him.
Yeah, definitely. We've currently raised
Thank God you didn't take a stand on this one, because I actually have the goods on the button this time.
We've raised $1,700 for charity, and Mike is
really stalled on this charity.
I got it. There it is, the goods.
7 again. Amazing.
He's kind of like me. I show the only bad card when I have a good one a lot. Deeb versus Polk heads up for
no
rolls,
cheating.
guys. I like my kids too much to do that to them.
Don't worry, I'll also.
You'll still give
I'll
them a
take care
college
of
one?
him.
Yeah.
I'll take care of him.
I think Doug would say that was the wrong call according to
Come on,
strategy.
Cate, earn it. No cheating.
I just think you don't have to call with that.
Caitlin.
Big Mama Jones says, Shaun, do you have a diet you can recommend?
Yes, whatever food you find, eat it.
Nice.
Hey, as long as it's good
convenient.
food, eat it.
It sounds convenient, actually.
Luckily, we've been taken care of. The food's been awesome at Sugar
Oh my
House.
God, she's
Definitely.
really
This is
that's so
we've had some
cool.
amazing meals at
I'm not looking
Hugo's
at my phone.
and at the Red Bull
You
party.
don't have any friends, bud.
Yeah, actually, and
What'd she say?
Look at that rail that's
What
set
did
up.
they
Those
say
guys
I
are-
had? They said I had it? And then,
yeah, the steak here was amazing. And the chef knew Phil Hellmuth, obviously.
No, it was the chef didn't know Phil Hellmuth. It was one of the chef, like the head chef.
Oh, I
didn't
see.
know,
Okay,
who won the photo.
gotcha.
Look at Dentale limping the 10-3 off. He's feeling it.
I hope we both flop trips on this one.
Oh, boy.
A lot of pot-sized bets in these limp pots. A lot more than what I would normally do.
You know, Mike bets like a man.
Kate's also
I
a
just
betting
want you to know
pot,
whoever
so
wins,
she also bets like a man.
I'll always be better than you, though. Just keep that in mind. Remember that. You can play 10 years. You'll never be better than me. Ever.
I think after 10 days, she was better than you, Mikey.
Mike is like, he's like not even a real person, you know? He's like an older dude, but he's like still in shape. He's like talks shit. and
Imagine
just,
him in his 20s.
Oh
I know,
god,
I
How
played
scary
heads
is
up
that?
before, so I keep forgetting.
it is.
That's a good lot of things. How many fights?
Shit, you got the goods right now? This is such a bad hand, but I want to crack you so bad. I hope you have a big hand. This is a real bad one. This is going to hurt. I think it's a better flop for you. Check it.
Confirmed.
A lot of Broadway cards. Flush draws, straight draws.
Also
It
confirmed.
really has it. They really have it. That's so sick. I check. Unless my card comes out. Yeah, I check.
Oh, I check. I guess my card's check wasn't binding.
It's a really scary board. Scary card dealer, scary card. That's a fucking scary card. Check.
A lot of talking in this hand, but Mike has played it totally standard.
I beat absolutely nothing, Caitlin, on pocket threes.
It's generally hard to bluff here in Cate's shoes.
What's in the middle?
Yeah.
You can spread it? That's fine. That's good. Pocket threes, Caitlin.
Dentale did not angle me yesterday. He owes me 500 and acknowledged it, and we will be square. That's not an angle when we make an agreement. He's not one of the guys I have to money from. I won't be berating him.
I don't think you have it. I'd have to let this one go.
When you went to put your chips over the line, and he called, and then you did tanked.
I think that was fine. I think
It was close. It looked like
I
you
gotta
were,
let this one go. I can't.
it looked like you were over the line.
I don't know if the line counts, especially for in regular.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we play different rules of poker in America. It's not like we purposely do crazy things. Like I try to buy someone's hand. You can't in a normal poker game, you know. So I could have checked there as well, and that if I had stone air, I might have just messed them and not given them that.
I think that last 10 was. Well,
You really like calling the flop with 9-3? I just think it's too weak.
I mean,
I know it's a pair and your head's up, but there's very few runoffs that you're going to get to showdown.
it's
even
fine.
if you have the best hand.
It's fine to have call folds though. You need some call folds. So your weaker pairs.
I would rather have like an 8 or a queen or a 10.
Well, yeah. I mean, you're gonna call those too.
But those, I feel like
How am
that's
I gonna
enough
get a
call
good
folds
hand? It's, like,
already.
insane.
You have
guys
ace
gonna
X
keep
though. It's a
doing this
bunch of
to me?
hands. Low pairs,
This is
stuff like
insane.
that.
You think she bet the way she's been playing? I expect her to check back ace X
I want
on
at least a pair
9-10
one time.
check.
What I'm saying is in the defend range for Mike.
Oh, okay.
One time could have a pair. Bigger than kings. Good for kings, Kate. You're smart on this one. What do you think?
Doesn't show one. Weak raise takes it down. Doesn't show one. Should have showed a 4. I had kings. Oh wait. This was a 4. That would have been better.
This is round 1 of possibly 3.
Correct.
Let's get some more money for charity. You know, Dentale's been frozen at 276 for quite some time.
Yeah. It's. He's got the shorter stack there for sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. If you have thoughts on the match, what you want to see, who's going to win, predictions, anything, tweet at Doug Polk Poker. I'm going to read a few off here. We'll talk about what you guys have to say.
Yeah, it might be better to send in some questions through Twitter instead of the chat, 'cause the chat is just blowing up right now. We're trying to read it, but it goes so fast. So we got 2 real hands here. Cate opens Jack-9 suited. Dentale has Ace-King. Expecting a 3-bet, and Cate definitely call the 3-bet.
I agree. Have a tweet here from Andrew Moreno.
I'm gonna bet bind 1,000.
This is not in the lab.
Now, this is bad news for Dentale.
Andrew Moreno tweets, "Yo guys, it would appear Mike is playing game theory optimal thus far. Hashtag GTO poker."
Hey, you know, he's actually played better than I expected. A lot of these hands so far. This will be an interesting one to see what happens. He just turned
Ooh,
the second on
interesting
flush draw.
turn. What do you think? He's gonna fire?
Of course, he's a man, as we talk about. But you notice his sizing's been a little bit smaller this hand. He's just trying to get, you know, a cheap look at his draw. Cate's never gonna fold her hand.
Yeah, she's gonna have to call. The question is gonna be if he ships the river.
I don't think he's a shipper. I think he's gonna bet an amount, even though he's setting up a good size for it.
Yeah.
I think he just doesn't want to bluff off his whole stack, and like get, you know, and get made fun of by everyone. Even though, wow, she folded.
Whoa.
K.
Whoa, that is not upswing approved. We got
Doug's face on that one.
top pair on the flop is usually a hand you play for a lot of chips. It's my professional recommendation.
Maybe she just felt that, you know, he was going to ship the river like Doug said, and she just didn't want to call. But now look at how close the stacks are getting. Dentale really has made a huge comeback, everyone. Everyone's giving him a hard time, but, you know, he's been winning without the best hand a bunch now.
Yeah, boys.
What's up? We got Matt Glantz here in the booth.
Yeah, Matt, who is the key reason that you guys are all able to watch this. He, you know, did his best, what's his name, Don King impression. And
Doing a great job. Seriously, everyone's
Thank you.
raving about you guys.
Awesome.
not everyone, but that's okay.
Enough people.
Everyone in the poker room's raving.
Oh, awesome.
The tournament, the cash games, we're all loving it, watching it in the poker room.
That's what I like to hear, guys. That's what I like to hear. We're raising money for charity over here.
Yeah.
1400.
Yeah, we got.
I like that.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
The glasses are pretty cool, though.
Pretty reflective. You can see the table.
So there's a lot of, are they talking back and forth?
Mike's
Probably
talking.
like 20% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike's got his voice. When he had 4,000, he was a lot quieter than when he got back up to 11.
If Mike gets back to up to even, you'll hear a lot of shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, if he, I actually want to see him move into the lead for a bit, and just like do some gloating. That would be amazing.
And then still lose.
I mean,
yeah.
whatever. I mean,
Oh,
ooh, we
back
got-
door to flush.
So, action here. Mike, bet flop. Interesting turn check when he turns to flush draw, and then there's the goods.
1500.
Cate has a pretty clear river bluff. She should be betting here on the river. Can't really have much worse than this.
So I'm surprised that she's, you know, in a lot of spots and not taking the line that you predicted.
Well, I mean, here's the thing.
How poor was your
So-
program
so-
or whatever your class you gave her?
Look, here's the bottom line. Heads up, no limit is
Tell
like
me if you overbet the pot like that, I price you out. And you can't call when I'm bluffing.
so. Poker is really complicated, and there's tons of spots. And like just because
Poker is complicated.
it is,
Okay.
it is. And even if you study like good material for a while, like
Kate, you
implementing
don't seem that
it
talkative. How come?
and watching it are two
Are
different
you going to
things.
figure out what the big blind is eventually?
No, I don't play heads up. I'm not a heads up player. I'm just a poker player.
Fair.
Hey,
and in poker,
I feel like
everyone knows
I
you
give the
don't know
same
the big
answer.
blind.
Yeah.
No one ever knows the big blind.
And the big blind might
Classic
go
poker.
up soon, and I'm hoping it doesn't.
I know, yeah.
I got a little side eye. I didn't bet on the match. I just bet on the length of the
My
match.
first fold. I haven't folded since 1980.
I mean, I don't know about that.
Pre-flop, that is.
We did see him, you know, call with 3-5 off yesterday in like middle position.
and
so
flop trips.
Yeah.
That was well played. But anyway, yeah, like the course is like 30 hours long.
No
Did you get through all
cheating.
30 hours?
I don't know.
Whatever they say, it's true. I've had it every time.
It is basically true. There was a one bluff in there, I think. Arsenal 011. Shout out to Binks. That's right.
See a question here from one of the talked about hands yesterday, whether or not Matt Glantz's table talk influenced my play or was out of line. I think normally you guys are right, he's out of line, but me and Matt have a different rapport. He knows the way I am,
This is gonna be a
that he
good
can
one,
actually
Kate.
get away with that, and it won't affect my decision making. And like, he's not saying anything I
feel
don't
it.
know, and I think it makes better TV. I don't mind because you
I'm-
know
I'm just
that
like a
hand's going to be
genius.
shown, so
For sure.
you're going
I
to have a
feel
lot
it.
of dead time on TV.
I feel
It's
it.
great there's table talk instead of just 2 minutes of silence and people staring.
And we have an open and straight draw versus the nut flush draw here.
Ooh.
I think that the main consideration is for the other person there, not between you and him. Like for the other person.
For Jeremy?
Yeah.
But
for Jeremy.
Jeremy's conversing back with him. Jeremy doesn't care.
Yeah.
If he's willing to engage and laugh and joke and high
Jeremy
five,
definitely doesn't care.
Yeah.
That's for sure true. So we got a bet and call.
bad
And we have a
card for
turn
me.
that
That's a
should
really
end
bad
up being
card
good
for
for
me.
Mike.
Spade one-time dealer.
Oh, Cate agrees.
You never get the spade, dealer. I'm gonna bluff at it again. $2,000. Sounds good. 2,000. The bet. Good fold, Kate.
By the way, rooting for a spade while Cate has the brick nut flush draw
Bye-bye.
makes it
very
way
tough to
less
call.
likely that it makes it way less likely that he's bluffing, I think.
Yeah.
So Anyway, going back to talking about the heads-up course that we released on Upswing like about, you know, a month ago. It's
you just released it a month ago. This is good
yeah,
timing for it's like
month
you
ago.
knew.
It was almost like I knew. And basically, like, the thing about heads-up, and poker in general, you can watch something, but just because you see someone play or just because you hear a concept, it doesn't mean you're going to play good poker. You have to learn how to actually like apply it too.
Yeah.
And I think something that people do too much when they watch videos, they try and learn. They're like, "Oh, I watched it, so I know now." No, you actually have to implement it. And so often in my career coaching people, I would teach them a bunch of concepts, and then I'd go in their database, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting everything in there." And I'm like, "Well, why aren't you like doing any bluffing?" Like, "Oh, I bluff." We go in there, just don't bluff, you know, or they know bluff a couple spots.
Yeah.
Implementation of bluffing the right frequency is a really difficult topic, and you have to figure out how to do it by practice and looking at different textures and figuring it out. You can't just wing it and be good. So, you know, you have to spend many hundreds or thousands of hours to become like a world-class heads-up player, in addition to playing a lot, you know.
Yeah.
So it's not just like, it's just not that easy.
Let's see what Dentale does here. You know, he's got the gutter, overcard. Cate's got top pair, top kicker, a paired board, but
Shout out to Jay Nandez, by the way, newest member of Upswing Poker in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Working on some PLO stuff soon to be announced. Stay tuned, guys, if you like PLO. And Mike lays it down, which is...
someone I saw mention a question, do they think it's wrong that Cate's checking her phone so much during the match? And I think, you know, it's kind of an unfair thing. I think if Dentale's not, Dentale's also checking his phone, okay, so it's not as bad. You know, they're getting...
as long as they're doing the same thing,
Yeah.
it's fine.
But I think, like, Dentale's probably checking Twitter. Cate's probably getting good advice from, you know, winning poker players.
You know Mike is... like,
Oh, 100%.
what do you think the line is in the last 10 minutes he's tweeted?
That he tweeted. I don't think he's tweeted because I don't think he's writing a tweet.
Ah, I
I
see.
think he's just reading his mentions, like, because that's all he was doing yesterday was just going through the mentions and scrolling and just going up.
Yeah. Yeah, he hasn't tweeted anything.
Someone's asking if I think it's okay that Doug, you know, whatever the deal he did with Cate. I think that's perfectly fine. He's got his brand. It's not going to affect his commentary. He's basically insulting her more than, you know, Mike because she's not following what he said.
Well, at the end of the day, I'm just trying to be neutral and just say what I think. I mean, you know, if Mike had reached out to me and wanted to work with me in Upswing, that would have been fine for me too.
What if they both reached out? Would you choose neither or both?
I mean, chance of two at the same exact time reaching out to you.
Oh, you just go by whoever went first. Okay. Well, you could have been negotiating with one, and you kind of would you negotiate against them?
I'm
both?
not gonna like negotiate them down
Okay.
against each other. That's just like.
That's just how business is run, though.
I'm not that guy.
You're just too rich.
I'm just simply too rich. They got to start doing better in the flips. Then maybe I have to hustle. But for the time being. But you know, at the end of the day, like, it's about trying to like promote my company, and you know, it's a heads-up match, and I'm the heads-up guy, and so I think it was important to try and like have Upswing, you know, get some promotion in there, and I don't think it really matters too much if Cate wins or loses for the Upswing brand. I mean,
I think it can definitely affect it. You know, you could say that's not out there, but if she like plays a Super 6 style and crushes, you're going to get way more downloads of that heads-up.
Do you really think at the end of the day, people are going to base their thoughts on Upswing around what Cate does while wearing a patch?
Yes, because of well, not the patch, but if they know the course and those listening, if she does really well, they're like, well, look, she only, you know, watched that 30-hour course. The first heads-up match, she also was so significantly better than her opponent that can, you know, change me from a 10 out of 100 to a 45 out of 100. That's a big jump for a lot of people. But yes, they're not going to get much heads-up action, but that's going to improve their ring game play a lot, too.
The thing is, I think that the most important thing...
sorry, I don't want to interrupt. Just so this looks like it's going to be a big pot going down. You know, Cate
I
flopped
try to talk.
I know.
And you overrule what I say, and then you cut me off when I try and get a rebuttal in. I'm mad,
How you
Shaun.
control. This is live pro tricks.
I'm hurt. All right, so...
raise really small.
We have a call from Cate. And we... Okay, and we've got what looks to be
a very small bet.
a small bet. And a call from Cate, which seems standard. So this actually could very well work out for Mike.
Especially if he checks here, you know, backdoor
Yeah.
spades got there. It's a good time, I think, to try to induce a bluff.
Definitely.
He's going to go for value, hoping she has an 8. Or
Yeah, I don't think that's the best play. If he had checked, Cate would have a very strong bluff candidate with a spade in her hand and you know her lowest missed straight draw, so it would have been pretty mandatory.
not
But-
her lowest missed straight draw. 6-7.
Well, I don't think of your open enders on the turn.
You should be raising.
With that sizing, it's a lot closer. But in general, I try to like clean up my range on the turn some, going into later streets, so that I don't have a disproportionate amount of bad hands. And it appears Cate is considering raising.
I don't think she's going to pull the trigger. I think she's too confident in her skill edge and doesn't want to, you know, give him the. I think that's the right play.
Yeah, that's not the hand to raise anyway, but it is interesting. What's up,
Dentale
what's
is
up
so
Kate's
close.
phone?
All right, so let's go back to our discussion.
Okay, so at the end of the day,
They'll come back in the box because I give them
at the end of the day, it's about exposure of the brand. And the thing is, if I wasn't here, it would matter way more. But I'm here, and so I can be like, look, this is not, you know, approved by like what I've taught. I made the course.
So how did the Doug Polk training session go for you, Cate?
Perfect
Did you get any
timing.
insight on Heads Up? Did you
Cheers,
like it?
cheers, Mike. Thanks for the promo, man.
Did you like it? The training session, Doug
What are you
Polk?
talking about?
I said Doug Polk's training site. Did you like it?
Did I like his training site?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get any valuable information? He's a very smart guy.
Thanks, Mike.
I would have went to his site too. I just didn't go out of principle.
Brought to you by. I am really proud though of what I created. Like, I made the whole course. It took me, you know, a couple of months of.
But you know, it's just all you see
Really
is
grinding
P swing, cur or whatever. She's blocking out, you know, a key part of your patch.
That's all right. We'll
It's
take
okay.
it.
200 I could call.
All right, so we got a situation for Cate. She has I think if you're going to lead the flop, a pretty mandatory triple barrel hand. She's got an open ender, blocker to the flush, also, of course, backdoor flush equity.
And the nut low.
I would have liked to see Mike raise the flop some of the time, facing that lead. You know, when he limps in, he's going to have a lot of hands that connect with this board. And with a non-showdown hand and having a club, it is a pretty solid choice to turn into a raise. But it's also okay to call. The thing is, I think in a lot of those spots, you want to do a mixture of both. And players tend to just kind of do one way too much.
Yeah.
Like, players tend to either be like, oh, these kinds of hands I raise, or oh, these kinds of hands I call, rather than like.
Yeah,
working
we've
it
seen him
in
just
your game.
raise every time he's at top pair and, you know,
Yeah.
call everything weaker, which I'm sure Cate will get that info in 30 minutes and, you know, recognize that his flop
Some
raising
good
range is a lot
ranges
more
now?
value
Yeah.
and be able to fold a lot of her hands and call her draws hoping to stack them.
Don't read the
Like,
tweets because they're going to say bad things about
Yeah.
both of us. It's going to make it depressed.
Question from C. Brewski. How many people have bought the Heads Up course? I can't give out that information, but I can say, you know, we have a good group going, and I've gotten amazing feedback from the people that are in there. So it's been a really rewarding experience for me. Percy control. Did I miss anything? Some banter. Mike got real low out of the
yeah,
gate.
Mike got down to
And
5,000.
Fighting his way back. Fighting his way back. Really, we kind of just seen both players just, you know, Cate get hit in the face with the deck
Yeah,
out of the
it's
gate.
Kind of
And
been,
then,
yeah.
and then Mike basically having the same thing happen in return. We're all in all pretty even. I'm kind of interested in the way Mike is going to play pre-flop in this match because he has done the full gambit. We've seen some over 3Xs. We've seen some 400.
And I think that's really, like, you know, going to put Cate at a spot where she wants to be at definitive ranges, and she's going to have to be coming up with, you know, the decision tree to a whole lot of different sizings.
That is definitely true, and that's something that people are notoriously bad at. Like in poker, you should respond to like a 2K raise different than a 1K raise or 1.5K raise. But people end up just thinking like, oh, it's a raise, you know? How do I play against this? So Cate raises up ace-4, facing a limp here. I believe we have raise versus limp ranges in the course. This is not on it, so this is not brought to you by Upsync Poker.
Yeah, she checked the ace-7 off, and now she decided to raise.
Although maybe she's randomizing some portion of them. That could be okay. But I prefer just checking ace-4, so you can have some aces in that check range. And additionally, if you get limply raised, this hand sucks against that. So
I don't think Dentale is going to be limply raising at all. I would be shocked if I saw that once in this match. I just don't think that's part of his game.
Fair.
Let me ask you a question. When you challenged me to heads up, did you realize there's a lot of variance involved when you first did it? Because later on you stated in your tweets, you're like, what was on my mind and all of this. When you first spat it out, did you realize that at all?
Did I realize?
There's a lot of variance in heads up?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I mean, there's variance in poker, it's a thing.
I'm sorry?
There's variance in poker?
No, more in heads up.
It's really tough to beat Dentale. He's really trying to start the conversation up, which is great for the show.
For sure.
But Cate's just like giving one-word answers and like.
I'm sorry? 4?
Okay, so I asked people for some tweets, and I got a few. So let me just read through some of these.
Check.
Ryan Meese asks, by the way, shout out to my boy Ryan Meese. After seeing the plays so far, what do you think the right line was before we started?
Pocket 5s?
It's a really good question.
You know, I feel like the right line is somewhere in the 1.2 to 1.25 range.
I think it's a little bit higher at this point. I think Cate is still, like, her checks, she's got Dentale, you know, tilted, and he's emotionally calm now, but we saw how much worse he played when he was down to 5,000.
We did.
So if he's going to just punt it off when, you know, he's 30 blinds effective, that's going to really hurt his edge in this match.
Hard to, like, the punts at 30 blinds aren't as bad, though.
I understand, yeah.
There's just less edge there. So, I mean, man, at the end of the day, they're going to play a few hundred hands of heads up, and someone's going to win.
Cate bet the river there? That seems really thin on that board runoff. She bet flop, jack 7 deuce, turn deuce, river 10.
Yeah, that was thin. Yeah,
We're going to have
Doug
fun on TV,
is.
we're going to talk, you're going to stay quiet. You remember when you said you quit your $500,000 job to play poker?
Yeah.
You hate Trump, right?
I hate what?
You hate Trump, Donald Trump, right? I'll pay you $500 if you show me your tax returns that you make $500,000 a year in poker.
Oh!
It was
Show me
$500,000
your
years
tax
as a
returns
previous
that
job.
You gave up $500,000 a year playing poker. I'll pay you $500 cash if you could do that.
Why the fuck would I do that?
I mean, you said in an interview, oh, I gave up a $500,000 a job year to play poker. You know, we almost died when we heard that. You know how ridiculous that sounds, right? We all think you're full of shit. So you could make $500. You could show me tax returns. You making $500,000 a year. In fact, I'll up it to $1,000. Something. Just between me and you, that'd be the dumbest thing you could ever do, is give up a $500,000 job to play poker.
You realize you're on camera, right? It's not just between
That's
me
why
and
I'm talking shit.
you. No kidding.
Please more of this.
Yeah.
Please more of this.
I like
But
just
one
watching.
thing about me, Cate, I always am respectable to a lady, and you cross the line, and we're never going to go back to disrespect. We could all do it in good fun and be respectful.
Hey, you got it.
So
I'm sorry?
You figured it out.
Sick fold. I got my first pair of the day.
So, Mies, I think 120 to 125. I think Deeb thinks it's more like 130, 135. I believe is kind of where.
Yeah.
we're
Kate.
at. Okay.
Move your shirt over a little bit. You're blocking the patch. Poker upswing. You can't see it on camera.
Your collar's up.
It's up on purpose.
Oh.
Shout out to Mike, though. I mean, honestly, cheers, Mike. I actually think, man, I actually think that they're both like good people. They just come from such different worlds that they're trained.
They're opposites.
They're trained to hate the other person. You know, like people like Mike are trained to not like liberal elitist kind of people, and people that are like come from Cate's.
I will check this one. If he checks the turn, I'm probably gonna bet it though. Yep.
I'm gonna go through a couple more tweets here. Yo, Doug, you started to say how they were hating each other, but they never finished. Please finish. I was just talking about that again, but I think their political views are really one of the main things that kind of went down here. You know, it's just like the polarization of the country.
Yeah, Caitlin, you like that check and a snap check like this. You got to get value for hands like that.
Show me a pair.
Like this, snap check. Look.
Didn't think so.
Nice read, Kate.
Good read.
How much do you
Hard to
like
get
this
value
chick,
when
bro?
you don't
Just,
have
like, rip 'em
anything.
off. I'm sorry?
Said it's hard for me to get value when you don't have anything.
Snap check.
Jeffrey Klein says he hates the mic table
That was
talk.
3 of a kind, right? Set, three
Hope's
the
Kate
same.
Hollins.
Was it?
Set 3.
Chat, if you like Mike's table talk,
Oh, I
hit
should
1.
have bet.
If you hate it, hit 2.
Whatever you were making it, I was making it triple. 1,000, I was going to be like 3,000
Because I love it. I think
Why?
it's amazing.
because I can't win. I missed my nut flush draw and nut straight draw.
4.
All ones.
All ones. Yeah, so not very close here, guys. Shout out to Jay Farber, by the way,
Hello, Jay. Heard you mention some Qui Win stuff.
which is what really everyone wants to know. What would Qui Win do here? Well, I'll tell you
Girl
what.
makes a set. I haven't made a set in about 7 years. It makes a set, no problem.
Qui Win would probably be barreling.
Hey, all I know is Jay Farber in The Sims played the best Qui Win. He played actually like Qui Win played. It was awesome. Jay was awesome. I got to give a shout out. He gave us his house, his poker table, and his dogs were awesome. Jay was a key part of Cliff's success.
Nice. Shout out to Jay Farber. Rob Cha says, could you tell us about the 2 charities? To be honest with you, I'm not very familiar with either of them. I'm also getting some tweets asking how to donate. I don't really know. We actually,
I think you can click the links, and there's the bots been texting in the chat how you can send a text to each charity, make a donation through your mobile phone.
so Dentale's charity is Community Volunteers in Medicine, which provides free coordinated healthcare to low-income individuals and families with no other place to turn. And Cate's charity is the Committee to Protect Journalists as an independent. The Committee to Protect Journalists is an independent nonprofit organization that promotes press freedom worldwide. Brief overview of both charities. Which will slow down, by the way. Just slow down some.
Yeah.
All right. This is a tweet from Kushadelics. Says, Cate should talk back and needle him. He tilts easily and he'll spew.
Well, Retchie had a great line. Let me pull it up. He said maybe Cate should have got some coaching from one of us about table talk as opposed to play.
That would be you.
Yeah.
Because I like to try and be funny, but you know how to get under people's skin.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that. I am GTO
I appreciate
table
that.
shit talking.
Yeah.
See, we got a little straight on board. See if anyone goes for it.
It's a very good spot for Cate to bet the river. Well, no, maybe. It's close. I can see it's either way.
Imagine if I folded Cate. How cool would that be?
Shout out to Wayne Chang, by the way. D22 Sosa, what's up, man? Played heads up against him live at the bike last
You
month.
almost had a heart attack, right? You're like, what are you doing?
Um,
I'm always having fun, kiddo. Always having fun.
This is a pretty solid insult. Prediction, the Teletubby on roids will lose all 3.
I think that's what we're going to refer to him as all day. That is
Solid.
perfect.
Are you having fun yet?
Oh, my God.
Seriously.
With those ears just like the
Caitlin.
Teletubby ears.
You having fun? You like when I call you Kate or Caitlin?
How can you not even respond when he at least asks you how to you prefer your name called? Come on, Kate. You're better than that. You're a litigator. You know, you're a lawyer. Used to shit-talking. Used to a bunch of chauvinistic assholes all day trying to, you know, belittle you. Defend yourself.
Nick Jones tweets, Dentale for the win. Kate Hall's speech at the Poker Awards was
Repugnant.
repugnant.
When I need to pronounce a word for you, that's bad.
It's bad. And her glasses are awful.
I like the glasses.
They're okay. I don't know. I used to wear glasses. Nowadays, I prefer just to like.
Those beautiful green eyes, you like to have them out there.
Exactly. Thank you. Thank you for noticing my eyes, Deeb.
Play has really slowed down. No more 3 bets, you know. Now people are they're a little bit deeper.
It's a great quote here from Mac Verstandig. Quote, poker is really complicated. Quote, Doug Pull Poker. Great quote.
Check.
Ooh, we have another good insult here. Ryan Gianquetti says, if MTV had a 40-plus Jersey Shore show, there's no doubt Mike would be the main guy on it.
Yes.
Oh, man. Oh. Andrew Moreno tweeted earlier, Mike's playing game theory. Optimal. He actually said, apparently, he tweeted again, I was commenting Mike is playing game theory optional. Gotcha. Solid.
You know who that is, right? Moreno? That's Christy Arnett's husband.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
I met him actually at the first poker night filming ever. Christy Arnett was
Actually
at
have
Turning
Queen
Stone,
High.
the first ever episode.
Benai River to pair.
Oh, cool.
Is Dentale going to call with a 4 here? He wants to.
What's going on?
Oh, he let it go. Kate got her first bluff through.
So we have a really good point here brought up by Chase A. Why don't stacks total 30,000?
Except after the first couple of coolers.
The reason why they don't is when there's money in a pot. You know, that's the stack remaining is what you're seeing.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So it updates every hand.
So they do.
So like when someone bets, you know, they have that much behind. So you
Look good
actually
in those
know
glasses, though, Kate.
what's going to try
They
to
look
do the
good on
math
you.
yourself.
It's a compliment.
See now the in between hands it adds up back to 30.
I see now.
Someone said, "Can we be friends in real life?" I've known Doug for maybe 6-7 years. We're not often together, but I think we've always had a good time.
Yeah,
in each other's
sure.
company.
We both lived in Vegas for a bit.
Yeah, we had
and,
Ryan T. We're both very good friends with.
Yeah.
Who introduced us, and a few other people, and we did our own degeneracy, our own drinking. And it didn't play much. I think it's the first time we played poker live was here.
We did
and
not play
we
at
played a
all.
little bit online heads up where Doug got the best of me, but
Little heads up, 8-game action.
he ran me over every time in every game.
It's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a big hand pre for Mike, but 9-7-4, not what you want to see with Ace King. And now Kate has a gut shot with a heart, so she should continue in some fashion. I don't really mind mixing in raising or calling. I think I would like to see Kate
King of hearts
taking
you have?
a few more raise lines on some flops and turns.
But Dentale is very sticky, so I don't even maybe versus him, it's not the worst option. Ooh, this is a brutal runoff for her.
I think, though, that she can get away. She's got enough 7s and 9s. She could even have a couple.
But he's not betting anything. He doesn't have a 7 or 9, so the difference, you just say because calling frequency is so much higher.
Yeah. It's at the right calling range. Are the amounts of money being raised for charities being updated? Are they currently updated? The amount of money for charity, has it been updated in a while?
Yeah, it seemed like it's supposed to be updating automatically.
We believe so, but I know
unless I hope someone's been donating Dentale's side. I never feel bad about any slow
I
roll.
think someone was. Kate Hall? That was a bad joke. You gotta go over it sometimes.
So Cate got away correctly, and you know, Dentale's itching closer and closer to even.
We have ourselves a match.
Can I get another Red Bull?
How far are we into this? Like an hour?
Red Bull, make sure it's cold.
Hour and a half. I'm not looking too good for my bets.
Yeah, you're looking like you're going to get wrecked.
I thought I had it when he got down to 5,000. Only was tilted. Cate had the pedal down, and now unfortunately, it's not going too well for my side bet.
This just in, charity counts are updating correctly.
So you guys donate some more money. We got over 7,000 people. Oh, yeah, everyone saw a little Doug spillage. He's drooling watching these two fish play heads up.
I'm hydrating.
Yeah. So he can do his outro video, you know,
Yeah.
as strong as
Is Doug Polk not here anymore? That's my new outro. How many hands in are we? Good question. I don't know.
There was a hand count at some point on the screen, so I think it might come up every so often. So whole bet Dentale's calling with ace high here.
Check it.
Cate turns a pair. Let's see, probably check, check.
And now Cate should probably check. Yeah, I think check. Betting doesn't really accomplish much for you.
He only gets a few hands with equity, and he probably always folds 6. So the one hand, she still bet it.
So I guess I wonder then what her river line is going to be. Is she going to go bet and try and show down, or do you think she's going to just turn it into a triple?
I wonder if she's trying to make a 10-fold by the river.
Well, she would.
I don't know if Dentale is the type to fold second pair. He seemed very, like, when he said he was going to bet call the queen on that 8-8-7, I really believe him. I think if he likes his hand and thinks it's like an above average hand, he's going to call regardless of the action in the line very frequently. He's just, you know, likes his hand.
I know we've seen several hands like that.
Yeah.
So I know what you're saying. I mean, he's not just snap folding ace-9 here, says a lot.
Yeah. You
But
gonna stick in the raise?
Actually, I don't know, that makes me like this bet less. A raise would be kind of sick. I would probably.
There's so many good cards to barrels.
I'd prefer to raise a hand like King Jack or Jack 9 or like Ace X Diamonds or something.
But those hands you can just call. They have enough equity. You still like.
Jack 9 I would not call. I think I would raise or fold. King Jack, yeah, I can get behind that. Hardwood 7. Who's playing better, Doug? I think Cate's been playing better.
I think the best person on the table right now is the dealer.
Dealer been playing.
Dealer's playing great.
Outstanding. But I will say, it seems like since Mike got things going his direction, he's managed to play a much better game. Like I feel like there was a few hands he was getting kind of tilted by out of the gate, and there was some questionable play. But Mike's been playing good for the last little bit. We'll see what happens. Cate needs to be a bit more aggressive, I think. I think they both kind of need to be more aggressive.
Yeah, for my side bet, I was definitely hoping more aggression. He's calling? What the hell is going on?
Well, I mean,
it's a great turn bet for value.
Yeah, this is going to work out in a huge way.
Let's see if he bluffs on this card. He's got a great hand to bluff on the jack.
Mike is out of position.
But he has ace high. He has to bet.
We are going into territory that I am not familiar with.
They both checked? How does he...
Well, I mean, wrecked.
I mean, that is just suboptimal poker from all. Finally, me and Doug can agree on a hand.
We can agree on a hand. 8-7 check turn.
Oh, look at that little calf in the background.
The what?
This guy in the Eagles jersey.
Oh, yeah. That's actually Bobby Brackets. He's a regular on my stream.
Oh, really?
Okay. Yeah. He's actually the guy who's
read her tweets about me, and you won't say that.
I've ever had on stream.
She beat me up on Twitter.
Mike's chatting with some girls on the rail. I'm sure his wife is very excited to hear that.
Mike, same here.
The next hand is actually going to be hand number
I guess I should have went with the
46.
checkers like I wanted to.
So we're almost 50 hands in.
Good hand, Caitlin.
Aiden Sparks tweets at me, if Cate does one slow roll on this guy, he will go and Mega Tilt and
Good
it's game
hand.
over.
Yep. I'm
hoping for that.
we're all rooting for slow
Do you,
rolls.
do you
No, I
think
have to
that they
dominate
would,
that
they
hand
would slow
too.
roll each other?
Dentale will definitely slow roll her.
Good hand.
To win a match, 100%. He's going to give a speech. You're not good at poker. That's why,
Oh,
I'm going to
God.
call you with this hand.
Oh,
You
God.
can't beat me. I'm the man. My collar, my cologne, everything is better than you.
Yeah, he will.
Am I getting that red bullet one?
So we got finally some more money for young Dentale's charity. We got to get a little bit closer, guys. They're both really good causes.
No, thank you.
Oh, yeah, we got a little more from Mike. Invest Gaming. Doug, you keep talking about your stream. I'd just like to know what stream, Kappa. I see what you did there, saying I haven't streamed much the last few months. Definitely been putting more emphasis on YouTube over Twitch. But starting, when I get back to Vegas after this trip, going to be working some streams in. Bankroll Challenge going to be back in the Twitch streets.
Doug playing
400.
tournaments, so enjoyable.
Everyone loves it.
You're so great at them.
That's why my record in them is so bad.
Listen.
Terrible. It's terrible.
We might have me and Jason, like you and Jason had a little crossbook going down
Oh,
at some point.
Mercier?
Yeah.
Using the first name Jason in the world of poker is just like, you just can't do it.
Yeah,
That's like
I thought I was
it's
talking
like
about
six
heads.
people.
We're
It's
not
like
talking about
six
Jason Moe.
people,
I
though.
know.
Or Jason Kuhn.
Yeah.
There's other ones too, man. Jason Somerville.
Okay.
Or, I mean, there's more.
The funny thing is, like, so many of them I think of Jay Carver, Jay Kuhn. Like, I don't even think
You
of
know
them
why?
as Jasons.
You know why? Because
there's
you
all
can't use the
Jasons.
name Jason.
Fair
There's
enough.
too many. Dan and Jason.
And Phil.
And Phil.
Yeah.
You just cannot use. Hell, my alter ego's name's Dan.
You have an alter ego?
You didn't hear the story?
No.
So I did a YouTube video on the truth about Dan Bilzerian's poker ability, and it got picked up by a bunch of like media sites, like The
Any,
Sun, like kind of like trashy UK magazine sites, and they didn't get my name right. They called me Dan Polk, and they didn't know I was a poker player really. They called me famous YouTuber Dan Polk.
Well, that's
And-
a good compliment. You'd rather be a famous YouTuber than
I
a famous
guess.
poker player. They make more
Yeah.
money.
So, then like other sites picked it up from The Sun, and then they got my name Dan Polk as well. So I got like hundreds of thousands of views with my name as Dan Polk. And I was like, guys, can you get my name right? And so
Sue
I was
them
like,
for libel.
yeah, whatever. So
Make them post a retraction. Maybe Cate's charity could support you with those journalists.
yeah, no, that could be a thing.
I got it.
Frankie BNYCD, please share the 2007
One and a quarter,
online blackjack stories.
Oh, man.
Those are some pretty epic stories.
Yes. So, what was it? I just had busted out of the World Series main event. I was super tilted. I was 21 years old, I think, at the time.
What was that, like 2004?
Somewhere.
I'm just joking, man.
I don't remember. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Long time
All the
ago.
years have kind of blended. From my
Yeah,
smoking
yeah,
days, very different stage of my life.
Right.
But so UB had their blackjack, and I had this I had like 10,000 on UB. I had this ingenious plan of basically hitting and running the table. I'd buy in for $5,000, play 3 hands, $500 each, leave the table, and I was up 10,000 every
Ah.
time, and quit when I was at 0. And
How
I kept,
can you lose?
and I kept, and that night I think I won like 150,000 doing that.
Sick.
Yeah. So I just kept like transferring to my 2 roommates, Thayer and Ray at the time, and like I played for like 8 hours straight, and I think I was playing like first time I ever playing quarter 50 on Cake Poker back in the day. I had like a 50K stack on that, so I was up like 50,000 in cash, and like.
Did you actually have an edge in the games though, or you were just gambling?
Well, I'll get to that point of it in a second. So anyway, like I ended up winning like 300,000 over the week playing, and UB did this big investigation into me, and they thought I was cheating them. So like they actually called me one day and said, "Are you cheating us?" That was how they opened the conversation.
Strong.
Yeah, and they're like, we have 2 algorithms to like figure the likelihood of this, and one said it was, a 0.0004% chance of happening. Other one said it was undefined, aka impossible. I had won so many bets so quickly over so few hands, and I was just literally had Wizard of Odds open, following basic blackjack strategy, my only logic of what could happen is their game was rigged in a way to let you start off winning to get you hooked, and then you lose. But because I was playing so big and so fast with so few bets, I was just always doubling up.
So you think it was actually rigged?
I know, I played that
There's a
hand
chance it was rigged
horrible,
because
but
I heard
I'm
in a
entitled to play
conversation
one
when
hand
the YouTube or whatever the UB and AP combined, they had a meeting and said, this
on you, Cate.
account is up, 300,000 in
Right,
blackjack.
right.
How can we beat them? And so they actually tried to get me to play on AP, and they actually had a whole corporate meeting of trying to rig blackjack even further to make sure I lose. And they wanted me to play on AP because they were trying to they thought it might be something with the UB software.
Shout out to UB.
Yeah, still stole my money, fuckers.
Oh, yeah. So you didn't even get it at the end.
Well, they got some of it, not all of it.
All right, well, it is what it is.
I think they really think their edge is so big they don't want to play big pots.
I think, I actually just think Mike's playing his game. I don't think it's based on. I think Mike is playing what he thinks good poker looks like to him.
That ace-9 call was so bad, though.
It was bad.
How do you just...
He also just gave up with a straight draw in a spot that, I mean, I've seen this very consistently from Mike. He doesn't like to bet the turn, just in general. He just doesn't like to. He likes to check and then get to the river. And in general, he doesn't feel this need if he has a really bad hand.
It's poker night and this is definitely live. Seriously, stop asking in the chat if this is live. If you've never seen it, it's live to you. Please like and subscribe.
People are so afraid of that river bet that you get a lot of turn folds.
So we have an interesting hand here. Mike decides to bet with just, I'm going to quote Norman Chad and go with squadouche on the
But
flop.
he's got it now. He's got
And
the best hand.
bangs off a pair. Now, unlike in the Cate hand, I think this is a much more acceptable turn to barrel because the 3 is not often is less often to be good than in the 7 situation. And then also because there are 3 hearts out there, the value
And also the 7 had a straight draw to go with
the
it.
value of a 3 is a lot lower. So this I like a lot more than the previous barrel. It's fine as well. I think call fold with ace-8 is a reasonable line. You don't have to call the turn just because you turn to flush draw. You'll have plenty of other better hands to continue with. So I like the laydown.
Someone wants us to play heads up on the side so we don't fall asleep watching this.
Yeah.
I agree it's a little, slower than, some of the last few days. The action we had on here was insane. I mean, there were so many big pots, so many absurd bluffs, so many great hands, so much good shit talking, It's difficult to compare the 2 days, for sure. Or 3 days, rather.
Also, no Jeremy is
Actually discussed Jeremy staying a third day to joining this to play 3-handed, but I think Pennsylvania Gaming said if Jeremy plays a game, there's open seats, people are going to be joining, so they wouldn't get away with a 3-handed game.
Certainly true. Okay, so open call, check, check. I think we're likely to see this one check down.
Yeah. But see, sometimes I bet here on the turn because everything has equity versus me. She just folded to a bet. Wow.
What was the size of the bet?
400.
Yeah, probably got a call there. Six with a heart does kind of suck though.
Yeah,
because you block 6-7.
But he's betting ace-7, so if he's just
hearts.
it's pretty sick to be betting ace-high there. Most people are expecting a check from that hand. But I think he's just recognizing Cate's checking back a little bit too weak right now, and he's just going to start betting when she checks back.
But is that true? I mean, she checked back a bunch of good hands. Early on in the match, she checked back.
But she hasn't done that in a while. But she also hasn't flopped a good hand, so we don't.
I don't think Cate's playing like that. I think Cate's trying to play a good balanced strategy. Maybe you might be saying what Mike is thinking.
Yeah.
So maybe
it's probably a really good point that probably similar logic to Mike, which insults my own intelligence. But it's more honest. I think us guys who play live a lot more come with a totally different strategy than those who are sitting there going through PT everything. So it's been but it's we're seeing a good battle. I'm just happy it wasn't just 7 hands and over.
Yeah, certainly. Parks to Doug, huge fan. All right.
So we got
Someone-
Cate with top pair,
was
and
reading
Dentale
something.
with bottom pair.
I was reading something and then I turned around. And
Sorry.
What was I gonna do?
We'll definitely talk about the 9-5 hand for me and Kaufman. I think when we're in between matches, I think that'd be a great time because that's a
be.
long discussion that really needs a lot of focus.
Shaun
Tell
is
Get
Dentale
showdown
getting away
with a pair.
good here. Oh, they got to show it. Sorry. Sometimes I misread the action. I saw him just fold quickly. I thought he folded to the turn bet, but he actually bet the turn. Question about the sunglass hoodie culture. I really think so many people gave people a hard time and really went away from it. I think you saw yesterday or 2 days ago when we had a really young crowd of a bunch of online pros. None of us had glasses. None of us, had that stuff going on. And I think that, we try to dress a little bit better. I know I'm not the most fashionable guys. My clothes don't fit. But, it's tough to keep buying bigger clothes every few months.
no, that is tough. That is absolutely tough.
We got some screenshots of Doug's intro, and it is the fear. Like, you could go on America's Top Model with that fierce face you got going on.
Thank you, Shaun. And you would know about America's Top
Yeah.
Model.
Hey, it's a good show.
It's yeah.
When you're a stay-at-home dad like me, you watch whatever you can on TV. Anytime you have to look at another pretty girl with your wife and not get yelled
This
at,
one's for
you
Shaun
gotta take
Deeb.
advantage of that.
Right.
Oh, let's go, Dentale. Oh, that's why it's for me, you motherfucker.
He just played 9-5 and yelled, "This one's for Shaun Deeb." That happened.
Oh man, and it was like he had 9-5 of diamonds, so it's so close. Getting the shout-outs.
Well, this one's not going to be for Shaun Deeb because unless this river is a diamond, no, Mike's gonna check fold. Yeah, you gotta check fold.
Thank you, Dentale, for not turning into a bluff. So
Cursing Squid, Shaun Deeb seems like a pretty nice guy.
bad read.
No, Shaun's a nice guy. In the poker world, in just the world in general, Shaun's a very happy, upbeat guy.
I try to be.
Yeah, it's a good way to live your life.
Life's been good to me. I've run far above expectation. One of my lines I say to a lot
Girl
of people
power,
is,
right?
people in poker, I've run further above expectation than almost anyone. I should never got to where I was. I ran so pure in tournaments over the years, stumbling upon the mixed games at the right time, getting in some great games, fish getting to like me, and, just running really good. At the biggest I played, I always ran really good in my biggest sessions. So
That's
really
huge
important to your,
poker. That's so
it just
huge.
affects your years so much, whenever you take your shots at going well.
Wow. So Cate will feel more comfortable. Wow. Wow. That happened.
Whew. That is brutal.
Fierce. That was fierce. What's up? Hello.
Bringing us some sweets, so we
What
know
do we
I'm
got?
going to have some.
I
right,
might
get
there
in here and show it on
a
camera.
A little something, something.
Yeah. Look at that. Everyone just come stopping by visiting.
Look at this.
Oh, red velvet cupcakes.
Oh, man.
All right, so I guess you guys get your first pick. Red velvet.
I'm in for one. I'm in for.
vanilla,
Red velvet.
I'm going to go for this one. Right there. Up. Up. Oh, wait.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
They
Where's it?
We're just ignore. Hey, we got
Thank you. I appreciate it.
we got a big hand going down here. This spot got.
It's two
Come
for
on,
Shaun.
just
All right.
one.
We are eating cupcakes here in the booth. Cheers, guys. Cheers. Cheers. We're like, we're going to take shots in this match. It's going to be crazy. People
Sugar
tune in.
shots.
We're like, cupcakes.
All right. So let's do a quick recap of this hand because it's going down. Dentale raised the button to 400. Cate called. Cate check called a very large bet of 700 on Jack 7 with Queen 7. Dentale turns a pair and he bets. He's really mixing up his play of calls and bets. There's nothing predictable about what Mike Dentale is doing right now.
If Mike goes for it, he
It's crazy to go for it. You're strictly trying to bluff the hand she has, which is, can be cool
it's
if
the
he's.
most likely hand, though.
Yeah. How's your cupcake?
Good. Damn, this is gonna be so. This is gonna be a really tough spot for Cate.
I don't know. There's a lot of draws that missed.
Yeah, but
He's
Mike-
not betting
Mike-
a worse
Mike
7.
has never barreled those draws.
Call me with ace high.
He's announcing his exact strength. But he's playing checking.
Good.
The one girl cheering for Cate in the background.
Sorry, guys. Should have been shooting in the mic.
Someone said my favorite poker game would be game. I'm sure most of you have never heard of it. Doug is scared shitless to play it.
I played a little Badoogie. Actually, you know what's funny? I have only played Badoogie as pot limit at like 1K, 2K.
Oh, you played the Big Bet Mix, yeah.
My Badoogie experience is just like only in like one of the highest stakes Badoogie games that you can even play.
It actually is the highest stakes Badoogie game.
So yeah, that's my experience. I learned while I was there. So apparently you get 4 cards and you try and have them be different suits and not paired. That's called a Badoogie.
It's a sick game, especially pot limit.
Yeah, I played some really large pots. I played like a few hundred K pot, $few hundred K pot, and I was like, I don't. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this.
You bluffed it?
I got one through one. Well, I got a small.
Bluffing probably works really well as
Yeah.
new player at that game, because your range is like
Right.
merged where you can be value betting at 10 because they don't realize that you don't know how strong or weak that is.
Especially when you have a really clean image like I do.
Yeah,
You can really capitalize on that.
and that's something like I've noticed in mixed games is like those guys who are uncomfortable in the game aren't creative enough to think of bluffs. So if they randomly go for a bluff, it's gonna be so confusing.
Yeah.
Someone asked about Raz Doogie. I love all the split pot games, but I like Raz Doogie and Raz Daisy as split pot games. For those who don't know, it's basically 7-card Raz, ace to 5, or 7-card Raz, deuce to 7, with Badoogie getting half the pot. So it gets pretty interesting multi-way pots, and you get to free roll someone. And anytime there's a split pot game, people play a lot more hands. Game player in the world, but he's still a great guy and a great player.
Agree on both counts.
So we got a little min raise from Dentale, a little call from Cate. This is one of those heads-up hands where everyone has dog shit, and we see if aggression's going to win outright.
And we got Mike slipping a bit here. He was right on the cusp of even.
Yeah, he actually never got above the 15K point.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
And he's a live pro, so he knew what his stack was every hand.
Is that you guys count?
Yeah, you see, I'm always counting mine. You were counting your stack all the other day, which probably did tweet out only up 75,000. Last hour was brutal, I only won 10K, way below my average EV.
Yeah, unbelievable. Sometimes you just take a beat.
Yeah, sometimes your top pair doesn't flop top pair.
Mike's got to take some stabs in these spots. Cate just won with Jack 3 checking it down.
Aw, come on, Mikey.
He's got to take some stabs. Golf, just tuning in, has there been any table banter?
It's been all one way, the table bender. Cate, though, she did throw iron, You can have some misses. You got to be a volume needler. I'm a volume poker player. I'm a volume needler. Throw it out there. There's going to be plenty of misses, but at least try.
I made a hero call against Shaun on Friday with I don't know, third pair or whatever. And I call, and he goes, king high. And I triumphantly table my third pair.
And he goes, that's why I called. And then
Shaun looks dejected and flips his hand over, and it's top pair, top kicker.
I had a king in my hand.
With a king
I
in
had
his
king
hand,
high with
matters.
an ace kicker.
400, right?
You could have been calling me with an ace. I'm sure it would have took just as long.
Yeah.
To get for 3-betting with 6 high out of position.
Oh man,
700 blinds
6-5 suited. Who do you think you are?
That hand's dog shit.
Terrible hand. Deeb prefers to open under the gun +1 with 8-6 off.
I do.
All right, so
I would love to rerun that hand constantly and see, in theory, if that hand in itself was profitable. Where's that lineup? We could just run that 100,000 hands.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, it can't happen, but it would be interesting to see. All right,
It'd be fun to do a side bet on that.
So we see a bet on the flop from Cate. Here we have a turn that she's absolutely going to continue firing. Turns more equity. Mike goes for the flop check call, double standard, and he's going to feel compelled to call turn as well.
Yeah, based on calling the ace-9 gutter, he's definitely called the 9-8 gutter.
So I actually think that what's pretty likely here is for Cate to bet turn. Oh, okay.
Everything is that you think is going to happen, thrown out the window.
All right, so is representing a strong hand or air with a middling hand.
This is kind of like a...
I believe we call this in the business a merge.
This is kind of like the hand that Alan Richardson played versus me yesterday, where he bluffed, third draw, or fourth pair even, and I called him with third pair and a worse straight draw, and I ended up folding the river after some good table banter, and then I got shown the bluff.
Yeah.
One of the most times I got bluffed yesterday.
Yeah.
I got outplayed by weaker players, but I still won the most money. So.
And that's what matters.
I like winning money.
Where did the money end up?
It ended up in Doug Polk's stack after the 5 a.m. drunken cash game.
It did.
I actually spread it around equally to I gave like 7,000 to 4 of you guys. So the wife was very mad at me when I woke up. I was like, no, I lost 38. She's like, how'd you even play again? I said, we just love to degen,
We love the
We go to the Red Bull party. We come back.
I have won 100.
Let's see what happens on this river. Kate's just got stone nothing. Front door flush draw got there. Throw out the bet. And then Tali's going to fold. Talk about how bad he runs. The worst 2 cards in the deck come off. And Kate's going to show him the bluff, and this might just steam him. Because he's the guy you have to show this bluff to.
Has to bluff. Kate has to bluff. And honestly, in Mike's shoes, it's going to be hard to feel like Cate can have much air.
Yeah. There's so few hands that get there. 6-7, 6-8, and a few club combos. She made a nice, big, juicy bet. Good job, Cate.
This is solid.
This is what we expect to see. This is what is going to make good TV. Get ready to see the steam coming off his head.
Still there.
It is not improved. What's the name of the guy who was the streamer in the Eagles jersey?
Bobby Brackets.
Bobby Brackets. He reminds me of Billy Bob from Varsity Blues.
I never watched Varsity Blues.
Come on, dog.
I don't watch shows and stuff.
It's a movie.
Or movies. I especially don't watch movies.
What the hell's wrong with you?
I like to do stuff.
Someone's got to show him what Billy Bob looks like. Is that he looks like Billy Bob if he grew up?
Biggest donator ever on my stream.
That's awesome. He's a great guy.
He's donated $50. I was like, epic.
50 is the biggest you got?
Yeah. I mean, people aren't first off, I never ask for anything.
Yeah, people know that you don't need
care.
it.
And then second off, it's like, do I really donate?
I'm gonna go on your stream next week and donate $51 just to beat him and start the game.
Nice.
Speaking of that, where the fuck is the charity donating, guys? Donate some money. Pay for this show.
That's like the most aggressive donator. Where the fuck is our charity money? No, seriously, already raised $1,800 here. You guys are awesome. Thanks for.
I just thought it was gonna be close to our.
Man, Mike is thinking about this, by the way.
He's sick, man. I tell you, he's got a good read on her. He seems to feel out when she's weak in spots that are always folds. He really wants to call, and he's gonna fold. She's gonna show him the queen 3. He's like, I knew you had that. I should have called, and then game over. Dentale tilted and out. Like the 500 got from Dentale.
I don't have a strong hand.
If I win my prop bets,
Unfortunate run out.
I definitely will be donating to equal amount to both charities. I'm not going to show bias like this guy.
There you go. My wee is green. Doug, I tipped you $3.50 a few times. I do remember that, man. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by today.
I mean, this is where live poker, this is where GTO fails in the advantage of live poker is you look at your opponent and say, yeah, they have it 98% of the time. This is the 2% of the time that fourth pair is good.
If Cate shows the bluff after, I would.
She's got to show the bluff. If she doesn't show the bluff, I'm going to go out there and yell at her. I know what happened 30 minutes ago and said, Cate, you ruined the show. You had the opportunity.
This would be an epic call, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
he lets it go. Show it, show it, show it, show it. No, Cate, come on.
Oh, Cate.
Sorry if that was too loud, guys. I'm just so mad.
Too professional.
That's not professional. You're in a heads-up grudge match versus the fucking shit talker keeps showing you his cards. This is the time to show him.
He would steam.
Yeah. That's so plus. Like you're costing yourself like 5 big blinds by folding that hand face down.
I agree with you. Doug, shouldn't Cate be 3-betting pre-flop more often? You know, I haven't seen. There was a couple of 3-bets, I think.
But he called with 6-4 suited, 1,700 with like 4 or 5K back. Like if he's calling that light, I think you gotta drop that bottom value if you have no fold equity.
I think the main reason there's been less 3-betting is because there's been limping. Limping will decrease the amount of 3-betting.
And also min-raising over bigger raises.
Over 3xing. There's been a lot of stuff going on.
Dentale's got a pair. This could be the final hand. Let's go. Oh.
All right, open call. Definitely standard for both.
Golf asked, did the egos disappear completely? I think, like we said earlier, Dentale's going to talk more when he has more chips. So Dentale goes down on stack. Cate's just quietly trying to, let him just talk his way out of everything.
So we've got a real weird bet. Well,
it's not weird. He's bet a bunch. Like, oh, what a card for Cate. Just the stone best card in the deck equity-wise.
I guess it's an okay bet. That's an alright bet. And
only 7? So small.
What is Mike doing?
I don't know what he's trying to accomplish with these bets. But let's, if she has a pair and a flush draw, let's give her a great price.
I will say,
she never folds.
I'm rooting for the 4 clubs in the river.
I'm rooting for 4 hearts.
The single out.
Someone asked the internet cut off. Yes, her bluff got through size, but she didn't show. So that's the reason why it's silent. If she showed, there would be a 10-minute tirade going on right now.
100%.
And it would totally make sense why Mike is betting a pair of 4s here if he was shown a bluff the previous hand. Yes, there is Oscillator himself, Brand Jack Harris, coming in.
Oscillator?
Yeah. He says Monet is the best. And I think Monet, Todd Brunson are up there, Shulman, all the greatest overall players. And shout out to Doyle, who's still a great player at his age, I'm sure he's tuning in. Doyle loves this match. He's actually rooting for Dentale, which is, not surprising based on their political belief. But Doyle's a great guy. Unfortunately, his son's an asshole.
Weird river bet from Mike.
600.
All in?
Oh!
Well,
I mean, it's just not poker at this point.
So what Cate's trying to do here is balance out this range by having pair plus the nut flush blocker, which is the correct hand to use, with flushes. The problem is that it's a really small bet. So that might make ace-7 a call. And
Yeah.
then you can use like ace-deuce.
And if he had like Jack-10 or something, he might level something calling, thinking you're turning an 8 or like, King-10 with a heart or Ace-10 with a heart into a bluff.
No, her jam is actually both good and in the course. This is actually just correct.
Because his range is just so capped?
Well, I mean, the question is, do you want to use ace-7 or ace-deuce? Or maybe ace-10?
I would do it.
The argument that you have to use ace, the argument you shouldn't use ace-7 is that it's too strong in terms of removal, given the range that you want to call against a $600 bet.
That doesn't make sense, Cate.
But she should balance this with hands
I was
like
giving you a very thin
flushes.
value bet.
The funny thing is with this speech, Cate is going to think she's bluffing. She actually has the best hand.
She thinks she's bluffing.
Yeah, that's like the sick thing. He says like, I'm betting.
I mean, to be fair, like
you should be bluffing the third pair, not
this
value.
should be a bluff. Oh my God! If Mike Hero calls, this would be a triumphant.
By the way,
on the first round.
On the screen, the board actually comes right to left. It's actually flipped, so it didn't come 7-3 deuce 8 jack, which would make more sense.
Yeah.
But it came jack 8 deuce 7-3. You can see in the bottom right graphic is how it actually came.
Yeah, I think this is actually this is good for Cate. You want to have the nut flush blocker because you block the nut hands, obviously. And then having a pair in your hand as well blocks 2 pair type hands that can go bet call.
But I just think the
And
600
then
sizing.
you also don't have a card that will block potential bluffs. So all those factors combined make these
Can I show my cards?
best candidate for
Oh,
bluffs.
he's shown her 2-4. Now she knows she's value betting. How exciting are you in Cate's spot?
You're excited.
It's stone free roll at this point.
Calling it off here would
Might be one of the worst hands of poker I've ever seen, including the awful hands I played yesterday.
No. Those were like, let's get credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I admit I got outplayed by 3 people. One,
He doesn't even have a 4.
Kate
Or sorry,
rechecked.
he doesn't even have the 4 of hearts.
That was actually really smart by Cate there versus a live player. He showed the 4s and she rechecked her whole cards.
What does that mean? I don't know what
Like
that means.
that means like you're not sure what you have. Like it actually shows some weakness. Actually,
Show it. Show it. No bluff?
not versus
It was
4s.
bluff.
Confirm not versus 4s.
Depends how you define it.
yeah.
Very true. Very true.
How do you define a bluff?
Well,
You saw my hand, it's easy to define. Are you beating 4s? It's a bluff.
I was trying to get a better hand to fold, but I almost got a worse hand to call, so
Wow, so I made a good fold?
incidentally.
Incidentally.
So
See,
you
this is the
basically
banter
put
we
yourself
need.
out there, I could have had the flush right now and doubled up.
Ooh, I do not think
That
Mike
makes
is
sense.
going to take this well now. I feel like we're going to get some steam.
Oh, that was. There you go, Cate. Cate's got the confidence now. Mikey's down to 4,500, the lowest he's been all tournament or all whatever grudge match long.
Check.
A little behind on the graphics here. A limp pot.
Check.
Guys, a little.
It's there. Cate turns a pair and a flush draw.
All right.
Check.
Mike's going to call down with king high. Yes, for someone asking, this is 15K per match. If Cate ends up holding her lead and winning this match, if she wins the second one, they'll be done. But if Dentale wins either the first or second, they'll go to the tiebreaker in the third.
Shaun had a great idea that I fully support, by the way, which we think that if they had gone split in the first 2 matches, they should have had, the stake should have been doubled.
We can
on the
actually
final
still
one.
go and discuss that if they're doing it. We hear about that. Go
How long
and
do we
bring up
play
our
straight
ideas. Say,
matter? Do we
you
take a
guys
break?
both
Why?
came here planning on winning or
Right.
losing 30K.
play
Let's
straight through,
double
take a
it and
break?
let's just play for 30.
And then just
Take a
double the
break,
stakes.
or we
Yeah.
That would be
Yeah.
amazing.
No, we'll play. I'm just curious
Because
to
I'm
see
sure,
how
Amazing.
a lot of people.
Also, for the fans.
Yeah.
Come on. So Mike getting pretty short here.
Then shit's
Someone
gonna
said
get
Cate
hairy.
is supporting the liberal media
Then shit's
bias
gonna get hairy?
charity. All right, let's go to some Twitter questions. Let's see what some people have said to both Doug and I.
All right.
It's always tough to catch where the point you were last time.
Classic Joe Ingham tweet. GTO doesn't fail. Thank you, Joey. Of course. Whose current name is GN Mike and Cate plus 20 big blinds. Oh, shout out to Alex Depew. I'm really enjoying watching you on Poker Night TV this weekend, man. Play and commentary on point. Cheers, man. Thank you. Brian Reinhardt, keep bringing Doug Polk and Shaun Deeb more cupcakes. Oh,
The
boy.
funny thing is, I'm not a huge dessert guy, but those were good
Yes.
cupcakes.
Same, actually.
I
love beer.
Let's get a steak from Hugo's,
All right.
and then we'll sit there and chow down on that.
Yeah. We're dieting. No more cupcakes, guys.
Yeah.
We're getting lean.
Back to meat and potatoes.
Exactly. All right, this we had a bet from Cate on the turn. A little on the thin side.
But Dentale is calling.
Maybe she thinks that this is a bad river.
You didn't act, did
She's
you?
got to check here.
Didn't he just say ace? Like, did he just announce his hand to her?
Well, I guess I'm not qualified for that hand.
When your opponent tells you he has ace high and you have a pair of fives, you know,
Pretty good spot to
you
bet.
can probably bet for value.
Ace 4.
He's telling people what he had. Branchak Harris is wondering that how you know that he's so bad to agree that he's not the best in the world.
How do I know that he's not?
Yeah.
Well, I guess I
never heard of him?
I don't know. Wait, Brandon Check Harris?
Yeah.
No, I know him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oscillator, Brandon Check Harris. We hung out a couple times. So, yeah. I just know that there's some sickos out there, I guess.
Yeah,
is
there are.
The main thing.
All right. Dentale's in my comfort zone, 20 blinds.
Right.
This is where I can tell, you know, Doug what is GTO.
Right.
But no, I disagree because those stupid shove charts out there that I disagree with. Cate's just jamming. Let's guess. Ace 5 off? We're going to never know.
We'll never know.
Queen 10 off. I don't like that. But she did it.
Yeah, that's kind of a weird one.
That's just too good of a hand.
I prefer to see a check
Yeah.
and play a little poker. You know?
I like hands that dominate a lot of his weak limping range.
Yeah.
That he's going to try to bluff you on.
Hands that can flop strong pairs tend to be good.
Heads up, short stack, yeah, shallow stack. First, the guy who keeps calling down with ace high and, you know, all these other weak hands.
Yeah, I can't imagine Mike has done too much 20 big short work.
Well, clearly we saw how little 100 big work he did, so I couldn't imagine.
Also true. Also true.
I feel like most of the time Mike's probably played 20 big blinds. It's probably been a tournament 9-handed with a full ante, and it's vastly different than, you know, heads up with no ante.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, all in a call.
All in and a call.
Queen 5 off?
Are
those hands?
Is not.
Did he have 3,000 or not 3,000? He had 3,000.
Well, that is the lead there for Cate.
And the dealer's really giving no sweats there.
No sweats. All right, and that looks like it's going to be it for the
So
first
you still think
match.
it's 120? Seeing that?
I don't know. No, seems worse.
Look at that, Cate.
What?
The little smear. You can clap.
Only halfway.
All right, so I
On the
believe.
flop.
I mean,
and that's the first time he ever had called me in 2 days with nothing on the flop. So when I break down his range, and he slow played a set the one time he had it versus me, that it all makes sense that he's more likely to have a better hand, and he doesn't just have.
But dude, you're playing someone that you know fires huge. He's played a bunch of pots where he just went off.
Yeah, but he bet small and then fired huge.
I know, but he's. I mean, Jeremy. Well, for starters.
I know. Oh, let me say another point. When we played the after session, when he won like 30, 40,000 after day one, he played a lot tighter. All his big bets were value. Every time he did antics, we talked about the way he talked. There was a whole lot of things pushing me towards folding.
I just don't even look at poker like this, so it's hard for me to even.
Yeah,
have
and like,
conversations
and also
about it.
one of my libraries things is during that hand preflop, Alan Richardson sweated Jeremy's cards, and I was looking at Alan to try to get a read, and Alan looked strong as well as Jeremy looked strong. So the point that they both looked very confident, you know, I thought he wasn't bluffing.
Yeah, I'm just going to create a call range based around the size of the hand, the size of the bet, and what my range is.
But yeah, but there's
And so
if
like,
your opponent
I
is,
mean, like the thing is,
if
if
you
I say that, and then you're like, oh, but reads and stuff, and it's like, okay, well, I mean, if you want to just like live in the woods and chop trees
Yeah.
down, you're welcome to do that.
I'm
going to be in society. We have rules. We have street lights. You go when it's green. You stop when it's fucking red, and yellow means slow down.
Yeah.
By the way, we got Volpe up in the mix.
Oh,
Tournament legend.
the Paul Volpe. He's coming to collect money because apparently I owe him, and you know
Volpe's
no, I did
always,
not pay you yet.
Volpe's always coming to collect money.
He's actually
Always.
he's really bad at collecting. He forgets. I shouldn't say that on camera. Yeah, eventually. But luckily with me, I always remind him that I owe him money.
Yes.
So I've
But
been
yes,
honorable
I am
with him.
leaving, so paying me would be
Do you got money on you, Matt?
He's actually here for money.
Oh, perfect.
Also,
This'll
Volpe,
work.
one of the few other poker pros who also uses Snapchat.
Yes, that's right. What is this? Paul G's.
Paul G's. Let's just
right,
we'll
perfect.
do a quick snap right now.
Borgata good? All right. You owe me a little bit, but you can keep it as juice, you know, for me taking so long to pay you.
Let's take a quick picture for Snapchat here, dude. Let's go for it once this thing loads.
So we got a little hand going down. Hey, hold on. This is a big hand going. Dentale raced the.
Right here. There you go.
Oh, listen. Oh, dog, you got to see this hand. Dentale raced the 400. Cate called. Dentale bet 700 on 7 deuce deuce. Hall's now check raising 3x with 8-4 off. So let's see how Dentale plays this.
That's a real crazy raise. She's using some non-equity with a backdoor straight draw.
I've been watching. You're both playing so tight. Do you agree?
Well, I wouldn't call this hand tight, Paul.
Oh, not
This
this.
hand is not.
Great read.
Yeah, I think it's been very. We've both been very surprised, like how slow the play's been. You know, and a lot of spots like, oh well, he's gonna bluff here. It's a great card. You know, he's got all these cards. His hand's so weak. They're not really making range-based decisions. And even I recognize that, the non-range-based player.
Well, I think what Kate's trying to say here is if she only raises with flush draws, she's not going to bluff enough. So she's taking some hands that do not have showdown value, that have a little bit of backdoor playability to raise. I'd prefer hands like clubs. I'd prefer a hand like 8-6.
But what I would feel like a spade would be better than clubs because then he's less likely to have spades himself.
But I mean, clubs and spades are going to be a call.
Dentale's not calling with like Queen 10 of clubs here. Come on.
Dude, I think he is.
That is just too advanced a play for this match.
He's floated a lot lighter than that.
That's true.
Also, did he call off with Queen 5? Was that right?
The action was actually correct. He did call off with Queen 5 for 20 minutes. He, was over it. He wanted to beat deep stack, so he knew the best way was to call and, get another fresh 15.
It's really bizarre.
Fresh 15 is a great way of putting that. Fresh, just a fresh 15.
As fresh as that Teletubby tee he's wearing. Is Cate gonna call
so
clock
Paul,
on him?
are you planning on beasting the World Series again this summer as usual?
I'm gonna try.
Are you gonna make that Player of the Year bet you were discussing?
We haven't come out with the middle line
Okay.
still, but I would like to do it.
I offered to him Player of the Year, if I'm 10 spots below him, I win. I think was that what I offered you, and you countered with like 5 or something? I just, because I'm a family man, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play.
Damn.
Oh.
Damn.
That's what I got so mad.
Oh, no, only one.
What'd she show? The 4 of hearts?
I assume the 4.
But then you could have deuce. Yeah. No, the ace spades, you can put her on spades. I think the 4
should
hearts is the better. I'm a fan of.
Actually, I'm going to go to the next level. Well, I see what you're saying, but Mike might think that means she had it.
So, but I'm saying, because Mike's done that every time.
Yeah.
He's shown the shitty card that's random.
So
showing the 4 hearts makes him put her on deuce 4 hearts every time.
But he's gonna feel good about that.
Yeah.
He assumed she just had
You got a cold one, hon? You have a cold one?
Another Red Bull for Mikey. I don't know if
Speaking, brought
Red
to you
Bull.
by Red Bull, sponsoring this weekend.
Are you guys drinking
No, we're not drinking.
scotch?
Refreshing.
How does
Yeah,
Red
we
Bull
need
and
some
Scotch go?
It doesn't.
All right, Cate with a little decent hand.
Yeah, this is actually a nice setup.
Yeah, we can hear the the table banter.
The only problem is how close the stairs get to you. Other
Well,
than that, it's
Doug
like,
actually just standing even hits this.
I can't stand up.
Oh, look at this.
I just have to. I haven't
All
done it
right,
yet.
so
Ooh, big flop.
Cate checks back.
Check.
Brick number 1 for
That
Dentale.
is Brick City. And Cate is going to call here. 2 overs. This is a very polarized looking bet. Yeah, we're going to see a call, and we're going to play some poker, guys.
Let's see a jack. Let's see a jack. Oh, the worst card in the
Brick
deck.
City. And will Mike go for it? It would not.
You will and it will.
It will. It's just, the problem is you have to go for it with 9 high, but it's just never gonna work. Like, just burn it.
Sizing's never working. 700
Why?
is not good.
He's done these small bets so many times. What-
Well, having a jack isn't good if you're Cate.
But I'm saying,
Like,
like,
ace, king, ace,
the
queen are
funny
much
thing is,
better
like, with the
calls.
sizing, I know she's not going to full ace jack because she could even think he's vibing worse ace high, but
He's
he's
also
not.
quiet for the first time like ever.
Yeah. I'm gonna show you an 8. I'm gonna show you an 8.
I don't chat in the river, but people get so chatty when they have the goods. They just can't help it. It's just that they're happy. They'll chit chat.
Except for
How's it going?
Jeremy.
I'll show you the 5.
Jeremy
Yeah,
was real chatty.
Except Jeremy.
Just tough hand with the 5.
It's okay. You
So
know?
anyway, but in Cate's spot,
Hey,
she can have a 10.
do you
She can
want-
have a
Doug,
7. She can have a 4.
I just realized bluff because I beat him with
That's
9-5
pretty
suited.
close. What should I
He was
do?
strictly getting me back because of the exact hand that he had.
Calling
No
here
way.
with ace high.
100% that was his logic. I just thought of it.
100%. I just thought of it.
It has to be his
That sounds
logic.
like a joke. 100%. I just thought about it.
I'm serious. I really believe.
I know
like,
he's serious.
you never like play a hand just because like he wants to outplay with 9-5 back, and he did.
I do that all the time.
I know you don't, but us street players, Paul Volpe would.
What?
Some guy shows you like I want an absurd pot versus the fish with 9-5
Volpe-
suited
Volpe-
to start the session. So he floated me on the flop with 9-5 suited.
What's
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
No. Hold on. So I actually think in this spot you're supposed to fold like. It's nothing.
Like I said,
Thank you.
I know exactly what you have.
Hold on.
Nice.
Shh. Let's hear Dentale rant.
It's supposed to be a snap call, just so you know. You're so bad, it's amazing. My God,
You talked me into it.
you're so bad. It's just amazing.
He really
Cracking
needs
another
less
Red
Red
Bull.
Bull. This is Red Bull number 4. We might have a counter of how many times Dentale's been bluffed and how many Red Bull he's drank.
We
'cause
need that.
We're on par right now.
We need that.
My God.
No, I actually think Volpe plays like.
Thank God this is
I
recorded.
mean, I'd say Volpe plays pretty theoretically sound overall.
No.
I think so.
I played.
Doesn't
Really?
sound like
I've
you're
actually
too
played-
kind
I've
to
played
you
with
in
Volpe
Twitch
decent
chat
chat.
I think he's
or on
great.
the stream.
I thought he's a
Kate,
street
you're
player.
a horror show.
Somewhat.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
But
All I know
more
is
theoretically sound.
what
You
I'm
know
always
that.
interested about
Which
Volpe.
is
Everybody
absolutely
thinks that,
nothing.
Kate. Everybody. Even all the people that
Why was
talk to
the
you.
line? Why was I the big favorite then?
You want me to show you texts? Name the person that you think's your friend. I'll show you the text, what they said.
Why was I a big favorite if everybody thinks that?
I'm sorry?
Why was I a big favorite? Yeah, okay.
Think about it, Kate.
There you go.
Think about it, Kate. Not a big favorite. Think about it.
Not a big favorite when Doug's like 1-2 is a huge line for heads up.
Quick on your feet.
How do you tank call ace jack there when it goes running sevens for a quarter pot? God, didn't you read
It was
Doug
third pot.
Polk's course?
Did I read Doug Polk's course?
I thought you did. God.
Do you think it's a book?
We could talk, but don't slow the game up.
It is not a book for anyone interested.
Is it videos?
It is a series of videos,
30 hours of videos?
roughly. Yeah.
You work your ass off, Doug.
Yeah,
I give
thank
you
you.
credit.
Thank you.
See you, Volpe. Happy
All right,
to
thanks,
give you more money anytime.
What I was gonna say though, Volpe always manages.
Hold on, we got an interesting hand going down here. Let's talk about this for a second.
Classic
Dentale
Shaun.
opened a 3. Well, when there's a big pot going down.
Hold
with
on,
no equity.
Shaun. Hold on. We gotta talk.
Do I really always interrupt you about?
Ace jack,
You're just always talking.
4 deuce. You know how to pair that hand.
So anyway, Dentale opened a 300.
Should
Kate
have checked the
called.
flop and blasted the turn.
Dentale
It would
bet
have never
500.
folded.
She called.
Your hand's so polarized on the
You ever
flop.
think about
It's flush
folding the
draw or
flop
reduce,
with her
which
hand?
is so bad.
I just think so many hands have so much equity and you're just getting barreled off.
No,
You're never bluffing
Okay.
because you're not capable of
'Cause he's gonna
bluffing.
bluff
You're
the
not
ace
good
so
enough
often.
to bluff.
You just call fold. It's okay to call fold. You know that, right?
It's on you.
Every time your logic comes up,
Seven.
you're like,
I hate call folding. I
you
hate.
have to do that.
I just think I'm getting barreled a
That's
lot.
part of a good strategy.
People just don't barrel a lot.
God, you're so bad.
If they do barrel a lot, your good hands over realize. If they don't barrel a lot, you get to show down. So
Just raised him.
Thank you, Kate. Ace is good.
Dentale talked her into raising there.
My small bets are so great for getting you to come out. It's amazing.
Yeah, just put your won't play perfectly versus it. Raise
he
her as
needs
bluffs.
to bet bigger on later streets.
Yeah.
He's betting too small.
This is kind of one of the issues of heads up to full ring. Like full ring, you're gonna have a stronger hand range. You can have better hands, but heads up, your range is just so weak so often. You just can't get
I'm
one.
looking at the chat, and they're saying that they prefer us to talk instead of the players.
Really? That's changed from
Yeah.
the beginning.
No, they said
maybe because they
please-
realized how boring, you know,
Yeah.
the one-side conversation
So
is.
don't worry, we got you guys. We'll just talk over them the whole time.
But we love Dentale rants.
They are good.
You never know when, like, Cate will finally give a retort. They're very few and far between, but just in that opportunity. Someone said between the Red Bull and him getting steamrolled, I think Dentale might have a stroke.
This could be over. So do you want to rotate in and rotate out?
I'm not gonna eat. So you eat some pizza.
All right.
I'm gonna, you know, man down the fort for now.
Check.
All right, so you know, Cate raised the king 3, check back with top pair, and Dentale has the stone nothing. Cate's gonna bet, and Dentale's probably gonna fold. What do I think about the people who bet on Dentale? I just think, you know, it's a very big price. Did Dentale just call the turn? I mean, it's just like he's giving up, guys. There's so many hands you can call that are better than Jack 3 off. And he's just like checking and not even like bluffing and leading any card. What is he calling for?
No, I don't need a count. It's all right.
The friend who Kaufman, someone asked about the cash game last night. The friend who Kaufman got into the game was the announcer for UC in the background reading the cards. Tyler, he knew nothing about poker and he only bought in for 3K. So it was more just, you know, Jeremy being nice to him. It wasn't a pro. He didn't have much money. He just got a free roll. Yeah, Dentale's down to 10K real quick. He's starting off this session like last session, you know. I think he needs to get some momentum and get the chip lead, and so he can feel like he can apply some pressure on her.
Where's the screen?
Doug Polk is eating some pizza right now, and he'll be back in a
Like
second.
when you know who's on camera. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, but where's the TV screen? I want to know when I'm on. I want to give a shout out to my girls, my daughters. I want to give a shout out to my daughters.
Mike wants to give a shout out to his daughters, so I'll keep quiet for this. Now Cate's opened the 9-4 off, which shows to
Hi,
us that
Adriana, Nicolette, and Julie. Love you girls.
what a good family man, giving the family shout out. So see, this is where like Doug talks about just opening too many hands on the button. If he's defending 10-5 off, I think I'd rather just fold 9-4 off and just not get into any two spots. Rather just, you know, raise top 20% or something. What the fuck is Mike doing right now? This is just not poker anymore. He's just trying too hard to win every pot. So Dentale check folds, and he's just, you know, bleeding an extra 500 or 1,000 every hand, which is so much. You're playing a 15K freeze out. He's not even getting wrecked, he's just playing awful. I really think like he needs a massage or a pep talk or something. His daughters need to give him a call and say, Daddy, you know, fucking sack it up and try to play a little bit better. right, let's go, Mikey. You know, the fans want to see a show. Hey, you know what? We haven't done any donations for charity recently. Let's get it up, guys. Only $2,000. We can do better than that. Maybe, you know, you'll do a little bit better if they know they're raising some money for charity. So let's figure out, text in, make a donation, $5, $10, whatever. They're good causes. You guys are enjoying the show. You know, put some money for that. All right, so we're going to see Cate, you know, probably lose some money this hand. Dentale flop top pair. She had a pair of fives, which is second pair. So she's going to be calling at least 2 streets, now probably all 3. Hopefully Dentale does one of his small bets here, or he goes big. He's just literally giving up his hand strength. Every big bet has been a lot better. Every small bet's been weak, and Cate's going to get that info and totally abuse him like she's been doing. You can't be this face up. The action doesn't even matter, just bet size that matters. I mean, if Cate makes a fold to this hand right here, one of the best turn cards for her, and that she just has the perfect read on his bet sizing, and that Mike is just drawing stone dead, unless he just gets bailed out by the deck every single hand. All right, she calls, which is totally fine. I actually didn't bet on either person. I bet on the length of the match. So I got very lucky that apparently they were going to go up in a few minutes, the dealer change on the first match. See, Mike's giving away so many things like, I don't know if I like that river. What do I do? To a good live player that's going to say, he's never going to make that face and he's bluffing. He's too good at live poker. He's always strong when he does that. And I think Cate's, you know, picking up on that.
You missed your flush.
Is he going to check back because he thinks she's not calling worse?
You missed your open-ended.
Oh, Mikey, if you check this hand,
You would have bet a queen.
you just have nothing. You don't talk about, oh, you would have bet a queen. Oh, I'm
Eights, pocket eights.
I like his sizing here on the river. I just wish he didn't do that whole show before it. Good fold, Cate.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, I think you guys bringing up the point that better queen.
Excuse my language. I made a pair finally.
And I think that's a really key part of, you know,
finally made a
that
pair.
little detail's a huge thing. Saying a better queen instead of just a queen. Hey, you know, people keep mentioning, you know, Cate's looks. Gotta admit, it's one of the best looking heads-up matches that we could have in poker from both parties. Yeah, I think Doug would agree from a GTO point that that's a good hand to call, but he might say 5 is a bad hand to call because it doesn't block. It blocks all the, you know, straight
Why do you
draws.
keep checking your
That
phone so much? I don't
4-7
get
would
it.
be better. Ace-4 would be better to call.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'll give you my word. They keep saying someone's feeding you my hands. Is that true?
From the stream?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true?
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course.
How can Mike be surprised
Do you
she's getting
seriously
her
not have
hands?
somebody doing that? Wow. It's like negligent.
Excuse me?
That it's negligent.
Negligence against you?
Yeah, it's going great so far.
Yeah, Yeah, this is just, Mike is making a big mistake not getting advice. If Cate, when I play the show, our cash game, we usually have the agreement that no one gets the hands. I think it makes a better show. But, if one person's doing it, you're giving a massive edge to know when he barreled, what he barreled with, what he folded, what's he folding for, any hand that stands out as a tight fold or a tight check. You're going to learn a lot about frequencies. And clearly, Dentale stopped mixing it up as much as he did when he was on his upswing in match 1. You saw him taking different sizings, taking some more creative lines. Now he's just getting passive, just calling, trying to bluff, trying to just make a hand, and he's not going to win enough if he makes those hands. So he folds the turn here with equity with 9 high. I think that's good.
Oh, on the phone again.
This is one of those spots where I think Glenn should yell at him.
He's only getting in his own head.
That we don't like. This is gonna look really bad on the TV show, the finished product. But she's just on her phone every hand.
Blasting.
That's messed up. Where's your boyfriend? At least he'll root for me. Root for me, man. That's horrible.
Those asking who won the match, you'll see in the top left corner. Cate won the first match. She got off like a similar start to this time, got him down to 5K. Mike battled back to even, and then he, got bluffed out of a big pot and, made a couple bad call downs, then it was game over. Another live pro thing. Who sees a flop and just sighs like they totally missed? You always hit them. You don't say that if you had, ace 5 suited. You say that if you connected with the flop. You sigh to try to get your opponents to put some money in.
So $500,000 a year. Tell me about it. How many years have you worked being an attorney?
I worked for 6 years.
6 years?
Mm-hmm.
You had it? You ever thinking about going back or no?
Nope.
Never? You're gonna make a career out of this?
Nope.
Well, she can make $30,000 a day every time she gets a grudge match with you,
curious.
Mikey. It's a good reason to quit her job. Yeah, I think I would love to see what the Poker Shares line for rounds 2 and 3 of these matches are. Watching some of the hands, I think Cate's edge is going up much higher. Now Cate's got a really unbalanced, flop range that I don't know why Doug would be proud of that, but she seems to be betting most of her air and checking back all her weak top pairs, checking back all these hands. And if I was Dentale, I would be just check raising her flop C bets because so few hands are able to continue. The reason why they hate each other, the only reason I can think of is, political backlash. Just, they're both very strong personalities. They're both keyboard warriors. And, they're both very opinionated. So once they started, neither of them was ever going to back down to the other one. And, it worked out very well for Cate so far. But, Mike, this is heads up. Anything can happen. Mike can make a comeback. It's not unreasonable. Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, like you guys, that Cate isn't firing back. I really think that
I guess the only shot I got is you picking up ace-10, huh?
Did you rehearse that one before?
What?
Did you rehearse that one before?
Give you my word, no. I was given so many things to say I haven't used anybody, so I'm going to be me.
Doug Polk coming back. You really... I'll wait till he has the headset on the left.
Today, by the way.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah, you really missed nothing entertaining.
Nothing?
You see the cards?
Yeah.
The
Nice.
hands?
Yeah,
All right.
just coolers.
Dentale
Sure, I
played
didn't play
awful
every hand
yesterday.
perfect, but I definitely had a lot of coolers. Better than
By
you
the way,
played on the
good to be back
bike.
in the booth.
How
When
was
you
your
played
pizza?
on the bike,
Good.
I was like a
Good.
soccer mom. I was like embarrassed and pulling for you. I've never seen such bad play in my life.
I don't
It
know,
was
Mike.
like
You've never seen bad
atrocious.
play.
I
You
agree,
haven't
that's why I
watched what
picked
you're
up.
doing
You
today.
couldn't blame it on the cards, though. It was just like insanity.
Apparently, he's not objective about
That's
his
why I
own
picked
game.
up. Do you remember that?
Just like
Yeah,
your
he,
fold against Abernathy, atrocious.
I know what hand he's
Like
talking
my
about.
fold,
Yeah.
That fold
one
was
pair
bad.
hand,
Well, the thing is,
the river complete straights, flushes,
I wish
two
that we
pairs
had the
sets.
clip, but
you just
Dentale
like, I have a
at turn-
king on a dry board, pocket kings, I fold. That was good.
Dentale actually
My
folded ace
favorite
king on a.
part of your hand with Sam was how you tilted for 3 hours afterward.
Oh, I was on monkey tilt.
Yeah.
And that's the hand I was going to
But
reference.
she's a good player, so I don't mind getting bluffed by her.
We were playing Turning Stone Poker
You're
Night in
just a
America.
train wreck.
We were playing Turning Stone Poker Night in America, and Mike had like ace king on a king high board, and like a bunch of draws got there, and she turned whatever hand she had into a bluff.
Abernathy, I saw that
Yeah.
hand too. That's been on Poker Hands.
Okay. I was
So
gonna
you
say-
guys, the Poker Hands fans, no, we were familiar with the hand.
Both hands?
No, we've done the Abernathy. I was
Did do the Cate Hall one?
I was debating to do the Kate Hall one, but it just didn't make it to the front of the pack yet. But at some point I might do that one
It's
as
a good
well.
hand,
I mean,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, it's a good hand.
I don't think it was as bad.
Smash with the deck again,
people
like
say.
every hand? You really?
I thought it was
Easy
very
game,
unlikely
huh?
Abernathy would be bluffing there, frequency-wise. But I know you're going to say.
Life's a
why not
balance, I guess. You deserve to have something in life.
This board
me?
coming in backwards every time I look at it always
You
messes
deserve one,
me
good.
on the main screen.
Yeah, I know what you're
I keep like saying, how did she get there? Why is she valuing king? But it was king high, and then
She knows she's good here.
Oh, of course.
Mike might even bet his ace X in the turn sometimes, I think.
Not on the king queen 9-7. I mean, she checked back top pair. We kick her 100% of the time. And is that the frequency you train, or you think it should be a little bit more balanced on your top pair of no kickers?
I would generally advocate checking the weaker ones.
It's for
Okay.
that plan? Thanks.
And I think this spot for Mike is a pretty easy fold.
Yeah.
He has some aces. He has, well, he should have some aces. He should have some queens. All of his queens. Most of his queens. And then maybe even a couple kings. And he still doesn't have to call a 9. Also not a good candidate for bluff raise because you want to have a jack or a 10 in it. So, you know,
How bad
10,
do you wanna
9,
show me a
jack
bluff?
9, no
Pretty
club
bad.
would be a nice bluff hand. In
This the one?
conjunction with jack 10. Maybe a couple two pairs.
Might be.
This is the first time Kate's actually responded to banter on the river. I would think she's
I have
always
another
strong
mediocre
now.
hand, just a 9. Another unfortunate run out. I'm playing
What's
two
the other
pairs.
card?
I'm sorry?
What's the other card?
6.
Stupid comment by her. Clearly the
I don't
kicker
mind.
doesn't matter on ace, king, queen.
Yeah, you see, you live pros. I just going at it. I'm just over here trying to play poker.
There's so much free information. It's like when someone say is the same information.
Well,
it's like
I
a bet
agree.
size.
I agree, but you have to interpret the information correctly.
Yes, but you're a smart guy. You can
Well,
figure.
thank you, Shaun. You are also a smart guy. Yeah,
I'm very good at bluffing
I
how
said,
smart
I said
I
it.
am.
I
Yeah,
said
you
it.
Two
didn't mean
pair
it.
hand was 0.
That was the live reads
Wait,
just right through it.
Dentale, you are wrong. It is second pair hand, not a 2-pair hand or 0.
Yeah, this is kind of the opposite of that.
10 seconds.
The slower he
wanna
goes, the
keep
less likely I am to win my prop bets.
Okay?
6 also not a great card to have. I mean, whatevs.
Yeah, I mean he's called so many times the ace high, king high, whatever other random shit.
You get even nervous when you have it. When you have it, you're not supposed to get nervous.
I'm not nervous.
She's talking for the first time, Mikey. She's bluffed like 7 times and didn't talk. But you're not getting the hands because you're an idiot. So that's how you don't know this.
Deeb, you're firing the shots.
I mean, it's, you know, I like Mikey personally. It's just he let his ego get in the way, and he's costing his beautiful daughters money by just wasting their money by doing this heads-up match and playing so poorly, not studying, not doing anything. He just trusts his own intuition, and his intuition has just been subpar at best.
I agree across the board.
And burning more money.
2 pair or nothing. You're eating good.
Ah, yes!
Yo, how
Yes,
does this
Cate.
Make top pair every hand.
Get in the game of shit talking, Cate. Get that confidence. Get that
I
swagger.
do think though.
Rip
that
off the
this
shirt
is
and
only-
wear the sleeve. Well, the overshirt.
This
and
is
show the
only
sleeves.
happening because she won the first match and is crunching round 2, and had value, and that all together was enough to like talk a little shit.
Yeah, she's.
But the thing is like.
She should have started match
Now I'm
1
tilted.
with that. Oh, you're tilted.
Well,
Shocking.
no.
Okay,
Mikey.
well I want.
Now
Get
I'm
another Red Bull.
Guys,
Oh,
we
sh-
just.
Hold on. Let's open the more banter.
Is that how you play when you're not on tilt?
I'm sorry.
Is this how you've been playing when you weren't on tilt?
What do you mean?
I mean, I assumed that you were crazy tilted already
When?
for the whole last hour.
Why? What would have made you think that?
Okay.
Queen 5. Queen 5. Cate, say Queen 5.
No comeback, no answer?
I'll tell you after the match if you want.
You're very bad with the verbal sparring.
But Mike,
Stick-
you're worse
stick
at the
to
poker.
keyboard.
I don't know what your Queen 5 call.
Stick to the
There we go.
keyboard.
There's the Queen 5. That
Okay,
girl,
got it.
Cate.
Mike needs to just take a step back, take a breather.
Take one less
let
Red Bull.
Let his.
Sorry, Red Bull.
You're on point today. He needs to just take a step back, take a breather, and realize he's letting his ego get in the way. And what it's doing is it's making him play bad because he's so fixated on how bad Cate Hall is. And like she's not even playing bad right
No.
now. She's playing good. So like he needs to take a step back and realize he just needs to try and win more pots.
Cate, remember, you will always suck, especially in my eyes.
No, Kate's playing good.
Yeah.
Changes nothing.
A few hands I would have done some stuff differently, but you know, overall I think she's playing pretty solid.
When you got a fish on the line, it doesn't matter what you do. You're just going to be printing money every other hand.
I mean,
Just-
There's a lot of women out there that earn my respect, and I say, damn, those are some good girls. Those girls can play. It definitely isn't you.
I wonder what girls think
I knew that was
could say
coming.
that about Mike.
100%.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get this fucking hand. Jesus Christ.
You don't even have to say the offensive things. You're like, Shaun's got it.
Yeah.
I can be, PC Doug over here.
All right, so we got an interesting situation
Ooh, we got
developing
some
here.
flop, but-
We got Dentale with the open end straight flush draw and
Did he
Cate
lead?
with the top pair. So I think we're gonna go ahead and see
Yeah, he led.
a call from Cate and look to place the poker on the turn. This is actually an interesting spot.
Terrible card for Dentale.
I feel like if Dentale bricks this draw, he's gonna brick this event because I just don't know if he can reel it in to like.
Let's be honest. Even if he makes this hand, I'm still gonna probably break this match.
Yeah, but
It goes from like 5% to
so
1%.
if he decides to bet the turn here, it's an interesting bet because he is saying he has two pair or a draw. He's not really gonna lead an ace, and he's not gonna bet a jack. But he bets so small, maybe he could possibly bet a jack on the turn. But in general, he's saying he's got a draw or a pretty strong hand. And that is
what
about
a
as
great card for Cate. All the jacks up, now chopping, 9-8's losing. You got nothing, Mikey. Look at that face. You know
So
how
I think so. The question is, should he fire here? And like, this card is just like the nut low for the out of position player. It's like the nut low, because your two pairs just got counterfeit.
But look at Mike's demeanor this hand compared to like
He
the
needs
trip
to
queens.
bet like a man. If he's gonna fire, please actually fire.
Snap call.
Mike. You gotta fire. You gotta make him pay, man. We've seen like a barrage of like 30%
It's like
pot
ABC.
bets
It's
on the
just
river.
ABC poker, and I missed all my outs twice again.
No, you're playing perfectly. You're just getting unlucky.
You think you're so how hard is it calling with top pair when the flush draw straight draw misses?
Well, because you
And I
shouldn't
miss
bet that hand then.
combo draws left and right. You think you're playing good?
I'm okay with
Huh?
Mike leading that flop.
Well, I love the flop lead because
you-
he's checking
answer
back
me.
so
Do
many
you think
times.
you're playing good?
I think the turn is a
I think I'm
check
playing better
raise.
than you.
Actually.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I like that. I can check raise.
That's what I figured.
I'm with you, dude. It's a bad turn for you.
Yeah.
More checking makes sense.
And I
My
think if you had
goodness.
like a straight, you're gonna check there.
Oh
hoping,
my goodness.
She's gonna bet.
Yeah.
Even her draws are gonna bluff that ace a lot. I mean, look, he's down to 5K again. He's just got to be dealt the queen 5 again, and we might be done with the day.
I also think something happens to people when they are losing to someone that they feel like they're stronger than in anything, not just poker, but any game. And it blinds them from trying to play like the best to win. And instead, they get way too focused on, oh, why am I, like, I shouldn't be losing.
Oh.
But the thing is, like...
Another top pair for Cate.
Check, check. I like this check from Mike.
Yeah, but he's going to call both streets
I
because
believe
he's just
Cate's
stationed
going to check here.
Why check? He's been a station. You have to bet.
No, I mean... Sure.
I
mean, look, I don't play like that ever.
Did you ever get to play? When was the last time you played someone as soft as Dentale?
Shaun, I guess, to be fair, I only became the best heads-up player in the world. So who am I to say what they should be doing in this spot?
I understand, but I think you
who am I to say what they should do
so
in
why,
a heads-up
Why
hand?
would you check that versus Dentale? Who's
because if you don't ever check a queen, then first off, they can value bet more safely with 8x because they never get value owned by a queen. And you also open the door up for overbets to become a much stronger part within their strategy.
You win.
So you have to allocate.
Oh, he slow rolled. Slow rolled.
Wow.
Yes!
Top pair again, huh?
Amazing.
Easy game.
Oh, I love it,
Dentale.
Dentale.
You flattered me on the river.
Look, chat. When you say the ego, look, I earned it, man. I spent several years coming up in the
Seeing
game.
the pattern, Cate.
I took on the best
I
player
bet
in
you
the world
called
publicly.
top pair again.
I earned it. I'm not just
Never
like
folding.
firing off.
No, I don't think
yeah.
it's that at all.
I
I
need
just
to
think
catch
like
up.
I think
You should.
you've never played an opponent playing as bad as Dentale right now. Like you've had some opponents tilted. Like you just know what you could bet
You're not
2x
supposed
pawn
to.
that turn. He's
See,
calling you with
easiest
ace high
part of
100%
poker.
of the
I
time.
have top pair, right? Cool.
I just don't look at poker like that, so I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see if that gets the Cate, that little Shaun Deeb best slow roll.
So Mike is already not on the ropes yet, but definitely on the Red Bull.
All right, another little pair for Dentale. It's a great card for him.
Lame the 0-1. LOL, Doug hasn't
I
played
would have
bad
missed
people.
again, too. You should have called.
Shaun, he played micros here on Twitch. True.
Some of them probably played better
Yeah, it
than
was good.
Dentale, though.
I do think people really don't like a lot of people don't like if you say you're good at something. Like, I don't know why that makes people angry. You know, it's like, I'm not.
But the
like,
thing about poker, thousands of people, millions of people
but
can be good
I
at
just mean
something.
like in terms of chat. Like if you look at the
Oh,
chat,
okay.
like if you say like, oh, I'm the best at heads up, or or at least I was the best for a few years. Now it's like more of a gray area because I haven't been playing. But like, I don't get why people they get so mad. Like, oh, Doug, Doug,
first
that
off-
ego, I'm so mad. Like Doug's ego. It's like,
Well, you know who's
guys,
the best, Liberatis.
Of course, Nebraska
Yes.
from the best. But anyway, my point is like, I like earned it. Like I worked my way up from the bottom, and
I knew you were at the bottom. I think you were a 5'10"
I'm
player
talking
when
to
I
the chat
first met
here.
you.
Are you broke
I worked
yet?
my way up, and
What?
Are
I
you broke
took
yet?
on the best
Am I
player
broke
publicly,
yet?
and I won. And like it wasn't like I just like
No, I mean in
I'm
general,
just saying
poker.
stuff to just
Yeah,
like
I'm
say
broke.
stuff. Like I earned it, man. Like I care about this.
How
This
was
is my
that
job.
Euro trip in,
This is what I'm most proud of in my
California
life,
swing of
and I
WPT?
worked like years to get to where I was. I'm not just trying to be like
No?
say things just to say things.
No,
you know? Yeah.
I just think like the flow right now is so much more predictable. Like I don't think he's slow play. I don't think he's ever checking back at 6. I don't think he's ever checking
See,
back.
but
at queen.
I just like I don't agree with the things you're saying.
Okay.
So I just don't know what to I don't know what to say. 'Cause
It's fine.
I think there's more button clicking going on than like I think he's like doing some of these things.
Okay.
So that like I just don't look at poker in that way.
See, I like when I see people are stuck and like down. I just see them not slow playing, not being balanced, and just trying to. Every time they have a good hand, they want to inflate the pot every time possible. All right, let's see how Cate's going to win this hand. Nice big juicy 3-bet with a great value hand.
I think I like to see a bet here on the flop from Cate.
I think she can delete c-bet and just get it so often versus him.
Yeah, that's
That's
a fine line too. But you need some bets to barrel.
I think I like barreling more if there's a spade on the flop. You think that makes enough of a difference, or no?
I think a spade makes it a better check call, actually. I think
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Because you get more turns you can check call. But, I mean, it's not too big of a difference either way. I think Queen Jack on this board is a solid hand.
Dentale's calling with deuces?
So he just doesn't believe it.
Well, shame for Cate that he doesn't have a slightly better hand.
Now, Cate has to decide if she thinks that there's more value here in checking or betting.
He's going to be like, finally got dealt a pair. I think I would like considering a little bit longer on the river there than snap piling. It's too scary of a board to not take a little bit longer.
Yeah, I like in big spots taking my time. I think we both know that. And I agree with you.
Because, like, there's so few hands you could snap jam that river with. And I can't imagine she's going to be like, ace, queen, okay. I don't think he has a jack or six. I'm going all in.
Well, actually, he doesn't really have many jacks or sixes.
He just had deuces. He has all those heads.
Yeah, no.
If he calls with deuces, he's calling with every straight draw there.
But if he
and
shows,
almost all of them have
if
pairs.
he shows deuces, that's an argument that he doesn't have many jacks or sixes. Because if he has that many hands, then he doesn't have many straights. So, but regardless, the flop line is not Jack X and 6X heavy. So, it is actually a reasonable spot to bluff. I think in general in spots like that, you should always take your time. But
yeah.
I would not be that afraid of the straight in Cate's situation.
But I just don't think, like, I don't think she has aces or ace king. It's just going to snap jam. I don't think she's going to have a set snap jam. So it even more polarizes than the bet size itself to not even consider if you're trying to make him fold, like if he has 8-9 or something, you know, turning a pair into a bluff.
Well, the thing is, to make an adjustment to the way Mike has been playing, and I like making adjustments like a little bit, you know, I just don't go full blown. So the way that I would look at that situation is I think that Mike has shown a propensity to under bluff pretty significantly in a lot of those spots. So that means I would decrease the portion of my range that I normally allocate to trap. I would still have some, but I would decrease it. Aggression because I have more value bets, so I can work in more bluffs to balance that strategy out. Yeah, Mike's having a hard time hitting some boards, and
the problem is he's also called down with the weakest part of his range so frequently. That is one of the biggest issues. Is, you know, recognize you're missing, recognize that the board is better for the range, recognize that Cate, you know, is running good, so she's, you know, she's not just blasting off no equity, but he's not getting the hand, so he doesn't even know that.
Yeah.
And like she's really like doing a good job as a puppet master to get him to continue every time she has him beat.
I really like, you know, the amount of promotion that Upswing's getting right now with this patch. I think I see the G. All of that Twitter beef, and we got a G here on the...
You are a G.
Thank you. Thank you.
What is Dentale going to do? So this time I didn't even realize what happened. Cate limped the button. Dentale only raised to 400, and she called.
Guys, when you talk about playing exploitative, I generally base my exploitative changes around frequencies, and I do it a little bit. And I basically never make statements like they always or they never. I don't really believe in statements like that because people have, you know, they change gears sometimes, they change strategy sometimes, and maybe sometimes they're not even thinking of it like that.
Okay.
So I avoid statements like that. I make changes to my game based around where frequencies should be and what theirs are to change my strategy in a way that allows me to make adjustments to win the match. And I don't make like big generalizations because that's like the only way I can really lose to people is by making big adjustments that end up being wrong.
Have you ever thought about maybe you might not want to answer this if it's happened, but hiring someone for live reads to teach you? Because you're so good in theory, and you're such you're a good personality. I think that just to add that 10% edge to your game.
I think everyone in live just thinks they have good live reads, and so you just got like a bunch of bullshit. And like, honestly, I just think that so many live players are just total garbage at poker.
That is true.
That I just don't want like some random Garbaggio person to be like, yo, he like talked on the turn, and that means this thing, because I mean that to people.
I mean,
and
most live reads are personal. Some people.
I actually think that it makes you a worse player to go down that road.
Okay.
I think you become a much worse player because you lose fundamentals and you lose the ability to create a good strategy by focusing on things that are not important in the grand scheme of playing good poker.
Yeah, I definitely think you convince yourself to make marginal calls and play some spots and play some bigger pots that are necessary with weaker hands because you trust your instincts based on timing and physical tells that you can apply pressure and recognize when they're middle to bottom of their range.
But the thing is, I see so much where people just guess wrong. That happens so much. I analyze poker hands on YouTube. That's what I do every day. And I see just like
on what YouTube channel is
it? Doug Polk Poker. On a plethora of spots where people just like go with their read. And then afterwards, we always have the same conversation. Me, this was a bad play because of these reasons. These hands should be used. Them, oh no, but I had to read that. And it's like, am I supposed to take you seriously because you played the hand like an idiot? But like now it's like, okay, so you played your hand badly, but because you quote had to read, so we have to pretend like we're on the same.
Let's talk about one of the hands from yesterday. Phil Hellmuth and Al Richardson played an interesting hand where Phil Hellmuth had Queen Nine of Hearts.
Amazing hand, by the way.
Yeah, it was
amazing hand.
That should be a Doug Polk video because that is a live read hand.
We have so many. The problem is we have so many good videos to choose from.
Yeah.
That because there's some
and
obvious
the videos
ones.
are just one hand usually.
Usually, yeah.
That's so painful. Yeah, there's so many. It should be.
I'll do a few episodes.
Yeah.
But I mean, like clearly 5 deuces has to be on there.
Oh, I know.
Clearly the one where you had 10 9 suited kings and Hellmuth had ace queen has to be in there.
Oh, he had 10 9s, not me.
Yeah, sorry, not you. You were in the hand. me, Hellmuth, and Jeremy. And after that,
Hellmuth's King 4. That should be framed, right?
King 4. I think we might just. Holy shit! I just realized something. Negreanu did a video recently where he advocated for 3-betting King 4 in the big blind, but not jacks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I think he said squeezing because I think someone told me about that.
Yeah.
And I think it was Key said King Deuce, not King 4.
Maybe it was.
I've heard
King 4. I think it was King 4.
Okay.
But either way, there's a lot of good hands to choose from. I'm sure I'll pick some different ones. All right, let's get some questions from the chat, guys.
Yeah, this match might not be much longer. 4K is Dentale call it off short stack level.
What do we got?
Dentale is up to 5 Red Bulls. I think that is the current count.
That is a sick amount of Red Bull.
Yeah. In what, 3 hours?
They advocate 2 or 3 a day, right? It was King 4. Strobe confirms.
Okay.
It. Shout out to Carlos Jr. How are you guys still sober doing commentary? How are you still sober doing commentary on this match?
Because we talk so much of stuff to drink in between.
We need to order drinks.
Yeah, and there's no cocktail server like at the table.
Yeah, we gotta get some scotches over here for the fans.
So we got a little ace high, king high hand.
I like this check on the turn from Mike. This is a solid standard check. And I think
that's got to be a river bet.
Yeah, I like bet. I mean, check is a little. It is worse. But Cate's been taking some stabs in a lot of these spots, so I see what he's going for. What questions we got here?
Someone asked, why aren't you playing Luke Schwartz heads up for rolls?
Who's Luke Schwartz?
Full flush. You know who that is.
Oh, is it the guy that beats everything?
I don't know. I heard he had a good Joey.
I heard he beats everything.
But I remember a few years ago he was broke.
It's kind of like this. It's kind of.
He thought he was better than Open Face. A lot of fun things, but
here's the thing about it. There are so many people that take shots at me all the time that if I just respond to everyone, it's just kind of like whatever. You gotta pick your battles, and like I'm gonna troll them a little bit, and I really don't care. Doug, when's your next appearance on Poker Night in America? I'm not sure yet, man. I do want to be on here in the future. I think it's a lot of fun.
I think Doug will be a frequent guest.
I have a feeling that I'm going to be in there. Just a feeling. So
They're
that should be good.
Yeah.
Shot a big slick. Bazam! I'm wearing the shirt, dog. Bazam.
I'm wearing my shirt. I always go wrong way every
Sarcasm. Sarcasm. By the way, I want to thank all the fans for tuning in today.
We hope you're enjoying this as much as we are enjoying it. We think it could have been a little bit better, but we need Dentale to get some more chips to get his mouth going.
He's
because,
got to fire some bullets.
Yeah, he's got to realize that.
Cate just looks so smug right now. She's just like loving life.
I know, but she's like taking this limping passive strategy. Cate, we don't want the blinds to go up. Seriously. Oh, jam, jam, jam.
We don't.
She's going to limp jam, I think.
She's going to limp. Nope. We're both wrong. Shout out to eProm999. What's up, dude? Dropping some bazams in the chat. What's good, man? Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Another Red Bull OMG.
So absurd.
All right, so finally.
Dentale flops the best hand.
He flops the best hand.
Let's see if it holds.
Check.
Here's a question from Jay Nandez Poker. At Duckable Poker. Why heads up no mistakes would Cate Hall beat online? How about Mike? LOL. I like the usage of LOL here.
Well, play money is a stake, so
yeah,
he still won't have a stake he can beat.
So, I mean, I don't know, Jay Nandez. It's tough to say. You know, we haven't seen too many hands. She's playing solid. I could see her being in the
I would like to see her against a tougher opponent. Like,
yeah,
who's good at, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
she doesn't have to do anything really tough or creative. She's just grinding him down, letting him tilt it off, and waiting until she flops really good to get him to do it.
That's true. Mike would need to do a little study. A little bit of study just to kind of get in the game.
I'm getting a lot of messages.
I bet you with 3 hours with Mike, he would be like a new man in heads up. If I just like 2 hours.
I'm sure you could give him 5 minutes and make him 3 times better.
5 minutes, yeah. Now, interestingly, I do feel like Mike is way less likely to call a jam loose now that it's his last blind. You know, he's not going to have a fresh, as you have to call it, a fresh 15K, just like waiting for him if he busts. So I have a feeling he's going to be a little more conservative with how he lets the rest of it go. Doug, how do you think your strategy would perform at 6 max 5K 2K NL online? How far behind is your strat in those elite players? I do not think I would be winning in those games. I think if I wanted to and I wanted to study and get good at 6 max, I could. In general, my results, like reg battling the 2050 plus lineups, I was like a very slight winner, but it was a few years ago. They've definitely gotten better, you know, compared to that point. And I was a very slight winner in big blinds per 100. In money, I lost like $1 million because 400, 800 exists. But same people. But you know what? You just lose there. But yeah, I would not claim to be someone that can currently beat those games. Now, but Day on the Ground told me once that it takes him 2 weeks or was it a month? How long would it take him to beat 2950? Remember that?
I mean,
that was like
Day on the Ground.
True.
He did do a good job. You know, last time he learned No Limit, getting with Marchese and that crew, and he really improved very quickly. But I mean, you hire 3 of the best winners as your coach. I like your chances of getting pretty close to a good. Yeah. And also, all these shot takers want to play with Negreanu.
That will help.
Yeah,
that will definitely help.
Usually, if you can get people worse than you, you're probably going to win in a game.
That is how it works. When you play with people worse than you guys, take your notebooks out. Let's get this written down. Okay, poker tip of the day. When you play with players worse than you, you're going to win. Shaun Deeb.
I am dropping theory. That is GTO
unbelievable. Yeah, I didn't think you had that level of theory, you know. Dropping fire over here. I want to see Mike get a double up and have some talking chips.
I just got a good tweet that Queen 5 is now the official hashtag for Mike and Cate plus 8.
Nice. Nice. Queen 5.
So we got the old pair versus the gutter.
Nice. Always good.
Let's see if Dentale barrels some weaker equity.
And again, if he wants to win this pot, he can.
He cannot
anymore.
Not going to win this one.
I will say it is better to barrel hands like 4-3, 7-4, 7-8, King, Queen Jack, flush draws. So all better candidates. This is my personal favorite candidate for a bet check bet. You are playing the board, and that's actually impressive on this board.
So someone has a question for you,
Sure.
Doug. Why are you balancing for someone who doesn't know what the word negligence means?
Well, obviously they're trolling. But the thing is, like, there's a misconception that if you're balanced, you don't win money. You absolutely destroy people. So, you know, it's not like a balanced, good strategy is not going to win you much money. You're going to win a ton of money. That's like something that like exploitative players like to say to kind of make it seem like it's not very good.
No, I definitely, you're not going to lose money. That's the clear thing about it.
Well, no, you're going to win a ton of money. It's different. You say you're not going to lose money. It's not what I'm saying. That's actually exactly what I'm not saying. You're going to crush if you play a good theoretical strategy. Just destroy. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts.
Gotta love poker for the rest of our lives.
Gotta love poker.
Check.
That conversation definitely has been a common one lately. But
I think that's been a common for years since the online guys started playing their way,
yeah.
The Helmuth and the Granos all laughed at you guys.
Yeah.
You guys 3-betting, 4-betting every hand.
Oh, God.
Oh, you guys just
Damn
always bluff.
kids.
And then, you
I hate
guys
the
just started
kids, man.
clicking call.
Too aggressive.
And you stopped going all in a lot. Well, I still go all in a lot.
I still go in a lot.
Yeah.
So
But I go on earlier streets than you do. You like to be a river all-in guy.
yeah, I'm a river rat.
Poker's fair.
You like where there's no chance of,
Yeah, no equity.
equity. It's either 100% or 0. That's the options.
Totally agree.
This has really hit a little stall, though. I mean, Cate hasn't really chipped him down too much.
It has.
Cate, you absolutely know there's no skill in flopping 2-pair with King 5, right?
I didn't
Listen,
flop
I can
it.
let Doug treat me like an
All
idiot.
right, you
He's
turn- you
better than
flop
me
it
at
there,
this.
Still in
I accept
Okay,
that.
you understand
I
that,
still
right?
believe in my beliefs.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like
fine.
a religious
Yeah,
nut,
No, it's okay.
There's
You know
nothing
Jesus
wrong
Jerry
with
Yang
was
won
a
the
totally
World
thing.
Series of poker, right?
All you have to do is believe.
Oh.
I believe
This
that.
weekend you ran better than me and
You're a
played better
Jerry
than
Yang
me.
to me.
Deadly combo.
Yeah,
Deadly.
but luckily I had, I wasn't the worst player in the game. So I had that going for me.
Honestly,
Especially
man,
yesterday.
you got to play yesterday. You were just straight chilling yesterday.
We might have a all-in and a call on this board right now. I know it's just a limp pot, but they both flopped really good. Dentale just called, though.
Like from Mike.
Mike did
Oh,
check
I'm sorry.
off.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's
Yeah.
the big one. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's correct. All right, now we're probably gonna see a check from Cate and a river bet.
How do you not lead from Dentale? There's so many bad guys. Just value betting? Wow. Seems really thin.
It is thin. I guess she's gonna try and go bet check.
But like he doesn't have too many flush draws, like because it's a limp pot,
Well,
and
no,
she bet full pot.
he mainly just has random pairs though. Like
But is he calling without a 6 kicker on those pairs?
For starters, he has to call some of them, and
She bet 900. That's just too much.
And then also, Mike has not been a staple of discipline laydowns. So I kind of like the idea of betting this. The size is too big. It needs to be like 400 or 500.
I think she's just setting up river pot size bet is her goal.
Also, because this is a limp check pre, it decreases the total frequency that Mike has an ace. So because of that, and she's really put herself into a spot here.
Yeah.
So because of that, it increases the polarization. And in spots where where the polarization increases for your opponent, generally speaking, smaller bet sizes do better because they're more likely to have a hand that has to call or has to fold or whatever. So yeah, I would like to see. I don't mind check or bet on the turn. If you do bet, I think
It's
you
just like
need
such a call, but you don't.
to bet like
bluff.
500.
She almost didn't want to say it. She's like, you're still so dumb and such a meathead that I can say it, and you're still not going to bluff me.
I mean,
All right, fine.
That's just bad, Cate. Trust
she
your
has so many
instincts.
threes. She should just fold this. That's the good news too, because of the way this hand played. You have enough 3x where you don't have to bet call two-pair.
Yeah.
And in terms of combos, you just have a lot more threes, you know, because those are non-paired hands. So, yeah, you don't have to bet call 5 deuce. She also bet too big. That makes it more of a fold. And, yeah, this was kind of spewy, honestly.
34, 35.
But if the river was a 5 or a deuce.
Or a 3, chop.
Well, I was going to say to win the match, but yeah. Yeah, 3 also.
She would have been happy with chopping at this point.
I believe so. I believe the chop could
I
have
think
been.
this is like so much momentum. She had him down and just. She was just so. She was like, I have 2 pair, and I think just overthought
I just
it.
can't believe it. She didn't hit a 5 or a deuce. Like, what the fuck, man? Something's wrong. That's weird. I'm shocked. Shocked. Thanks, girl.
Yeah, I mean, like, for some people, you can convince that they, like, check jam, you know, some combo draws that have 6-7, you know, some other things.
You're correct, Kate. It's not a fold, ever. With your hand,
Your advice means the world to me.
it should.
It might not actually be a call. Probably
sorry?
a fold against you.
I'm sorry.
I think it's a fold either way. Yeah. Yeah. Also probably a fold against Mike, but also probably a fold either way. Because he doesn't really have ace-x, I don't think, so.
Yeah.
That many anyway, so, yeah.
Might not be a call.
Now, Mike has to feel a little bit better. He's not in the ropes. He could potentially
Can double up and be, you know,
he could
leading.
potentially do he could do a little bit here. But yeah. Yeah. Man, I really would like to see Mike just get more aggressive, man.
I would like to see either one of them get more aggressive. I want to win my prop bet. So let me give another little shout out to the Poker Night app that's coming out. You can download the app from pokernight.com/app. Sign up for the newsletter. Be the first to get on the app, and on the app you'll be able to win a seat to play on the show. So I think you guys all should try to do that. You'll have a great time. You know, get to know the guys. There's usually a party at every stop. Do some commentary maybe, and just, you know, get drunk, play some poker, and, you know, get on TV. There's not too many opportunities to do that in poker anymore. So go out there, download, get the newsletter, and download the app when it comes out in a few weeks.
Yeah, there really aren't that many opportunities.
No.
It's not
And
like
most of
back
them
in
have to,
the day.
like, you know, get deep in a tournament. That's just way too difficult.
That's impossible.
Here you're guaranteed.
People don't even do that.
Yeah. I've never been on a TV final table for, you know, one of those. And I play all the tournaments.
How many bracelets have you won?
2.
2. Okay, so we're equal.
You got 1.5, buddy.
We're both equally good at poker because we have 2 bracelets each. That's how you measure
You
it.
have 1.5. Let's be honest.
I have 2 full bracelets, physically.
No.
It's a full bracelet.
Fees carried you.
Fees did not carry me. I actually played just about half of that tournament.
Really? I thought like he played like all the final table and you
No,
were busy with something.
day one we like split evenly. Day 2 he played the morning sesh, I played the afternoon sesh. Day 3 I played the first hour or 2 of the final table and then a little bit on my break, and he played the rest. So like he probably played like 55-60% or
Okay.
something.
So.
But I played a lot.
So you're down to 1.45. I mean, that's just theory, right? That's theory, right?
They give you a full bracelet, though.
But they could have given you 4 bracelets, so you get 2 because you could have had 4 bracelets.
Yeah, that would be 4 bracelets, man. Leave me alone. At least we let the 1K turbo slide in there as a full bracelet. I'm cool with that.
I mean, my fields were so tiny, so.
Yeah, you won the pot limit.
10K pot limit hold'em and
Yeah.
1,500 stud.
Okay.
We got a big pot going down there. Cate Hall going for it.
And to the victor go the spoils.
Yeah. Maybe she recognizes, hey, let's go aggressive. He's a bitch.
Doug Polk and Phil Hellmuth in the tag team event. Oh, boy.
Basically, wait, that's basically me and Doug being it, you know, the field player and the
Although,
theory player.
imagine explaining to Hellmuth, like, yeah, so I was a great hand to bluff with.
Well, did you look at the guy? Like, look at him.
What did he look like? Did he look strong? Did he look weak? What was his breathing like?
Shh, don't give away the secrets, man.
Oh,
Breathing tells are big.
I thought we were joking. Oh, man.
All right, so we got a little pot going down. Cate defend her. Hey, there's a big prop bet if the match ends on this hand. This is a big sweat for those guys who bet a lot. Someone's asking, is there a cash game after? Nope, there is not going to be one. Just heads up grudge match today. So Mike's c-betting into the hand that's never folding. Which,
oh boy.
Which Doug would say, why would you not check king high? She's gonna play close to perfectly versus. I also agree to that, you know.
Yeah, I think this hand would be a nice check back on the flop.
No backdoor flush draw. There's really not much you can do.
Check.
Now, what's interesting to me is I feel like if Mike had a hand like 10-9, 10-8, 9-8, he would actually check the turn. We've seen a lot.
What is he going? He's trying to give her the chance of winning with this hand.
We have seen a lot of. Mike just check with those straight up kinds of hands. What we have seen is when he does bet, it tends to be very polar. His overall bet frequency being quite low. Cate has a pretty easy call here on the turn with a strong ace, but really any ace. From the river, you know, I would actually say that this is one of the worst aces to call. Oh, Mike clears it up. But the reason is because I think ace 3 through ace 6 are just stronger call downs than ace 10 through ace 8. And if you wanted to fold some ace X's, which could be fine on a paired board like that, I would look at my ace 10 through ace 8s first, basically. But it would be less effective against Mike because he's not using those hands as his bluffs.
Do you understand poker?
Mike.
Oh, wait.
You see
He just chopped. Hold on.
You see the hand she turned over? No, I'm serious. Do you understand?
Bring this girl on the table, a needle in Cate's place.
I'm being honest. Do you
Get a
understand
mic on
poker?
her.
Her hand, ace 10, on an ace jack jack is a very good hand.
What's he
Obviously.
saying? You should
You
raise?
should listen to her.
I'm sorry?
You should listen to her.
I'm sorry?
You should listen to her.
Why would I listen to her?
She understands poker better than you do.
Easy game, Cate. Top pair again, Tuck. Easy game, Cate. She's just like you. She's an attention girl.
Correct.
She wants to be on camera like you. Come on, you want to get on camera?
She already is.
Yeah, that's who should be coaching Cate on shit talking, you know? That is what we needed all match long.
No, we need all match long was Mike firing off some bullets. That's what we needed.
More Red Bull, please.
Yeah, we didn't have enough Red Bull. Cliff notes, no Red Bull was drank.
So we got another Cate Hall top pair hand that might start a Dentale rant.
Yeah, so
Dentale lead flop. He keeps saying he's polar, but he keeps betting like second and third pair in a lot of spots.
oh
that,
man,
Aw.
he gets bailed out though. And Cate has a easy call, even though she.
He bet like full pot though. I think he bet 2,000. 1,600.
Yeah, I mean she's gonna have to call.
What is he bluffing with though?
He's bluffing with stuff.
We just talked he doesn't barrel draws in equity.
Too high up in your range. She's gonna have some like pair plus straight draws, some pair plus flush draws. of her 7s, I think 7-5 is one of the best ones to call with because you block.
You always say that's one of the worst ones because it blocks the straight. Like
No, you don't. You don't want to. No, because 5 here blocks 5-4.
I got it.
You don't want to have an 8, 9,
Do
or
you?
10.
What's
Those
it?
are
The winning hand.
like 9-5, 8-5.
yeah, because you don't want to block any
I have
of
a hand I'm supposed to fold.
the cards that
What?
can
Said
Said I
only
have a
be
hand
used
I'm
as a
supposed
bluff.
to fold.
Good fold.
You know, like 8, 9, and 10 are cards that can only be used as
And I'll
bluffs,
show
whereas
you
a
if you
5
fold.
can be value or a
The
bluff.
funny thing is, Kate says she has a hand she should fold.
Oh well, I mean, I'm not
you lose
Kate.
if you
No, I
fold.
know. It's just funny, like from your discussion, from your videos, that it seems that
I'm not
either she
desperate.
didn't take away the stuff
is
you
cool
put
to
out
value
there,
bet.
or she just is using her own intuition and instinct.
Well, the thing is, poker is so
Good
complicated.
fold, Kate.
Yeah, it worked out better than if I was there. Poker is so complicated. Like,
Well, you just said
it's
you'd
hard to
show,
really take
and
everything
then you
in.
folded.
Like,
Didn't I say I'd show if you called?
No, you said I'll show if you fold.
I apologize. You're correct. I'll tell you, and they'll tell you on the live stream I'm not lying. Jack's up.
something.
He said jacks up.
Oh, Jack's up. Jack something. That Red Bull addiction. Does he even drink Red Bull?
God,
I
you never have
seen
anything
him.
when I have
Well,
something.
he didn't sleep last night,
Easy game,
so
Kate.
that he's like,
Easy game.
afraid he's gonna fall asleep. So
You do realize how easy it is, right? The only bad thing about it, it comes to an end. A bad
I know
end.
Kate's gonna be very disappointed when this match
Both of
comes to an end that there's not a third one.
I
That
am,
after she
sorry.
wins the first two.
Okay, what do I do with this
He
hand
said
on the
jacks
button
up,
here?
guys, not jacks off. Jacks up is the way you describe jack, like two pair. It's more of the stud calling of hands. An old man like Dentale would know that. And Doug, who's the expert 10-card stud flipper from last night.
I know what Jack's up is.
Big pair, Kate.
You know what aces up
Right.
were that
Yeah.
doesn't beat a 6-high straight.
That's correct. For those of you that don't know, on my YouTube channel, a $42,000 each flip.
I was the poor video man, so apparently it came out good on phone.
Deeb just straight up ruined the video with his camera work.
I'm very drunk and I'm not used to doing these things, so I was just trying to show everything, so I was kind of all over the
Yeah,
place.
it's all right. You
Like
did
I
every
am in
part.
play, like I am in life.
You did your best. You did your best.
So that's
But,
kind of insulting that I did my best and it was awful.
It happens. But anyway, that's over on my YouTube channel, Doug Polk Poker, if you want to sweat that flip. I also had a cool conversation with Helmuth one day. We just chatted.
Heard you made some commercials as well this trip.
A little,
you might make some first ever Doug Polk TV.
Kimosabe
Wow.
Mezcal, yeah. I did a commercial with Helmuth, so that was good.
That's awesome.
It came out great. I think it'll be good stuff.
Everyone gets to look forward to it. I'm sure that will air during a future Poker Night in America episode.
I'm sure it will.
Did Dentale just call the river?
Top pair again.
What is you beating?
What?
Flush draw got there. Most of the straight draws made a pair.
On the
She doesn't
flop.
have king jack. She doesn't check that pre. Like,
I think he's just.
What?
I don't know, man. I think he's done.
when Red Bull gives you
How does he
wings,
shuffle?
it makes you a calling
Another
station
dealer coming
apparently.
How does he shuffle? Another dealer comes in. and she
He doesn't
consistently
wanna get
keeps making
bluffed,
top
I
pair.
think,
How does that
I-
happen? I was there a half hour ago.
Zachary Elwood says that Mike checked his cards after betting that two pair. Wonders if he does that when he's bluffing too.
Most of the time he's checked his cards quickly. He's had it. When he did a long check, he didn't have it.
Caitlin,
There's a long
Caitlin,
gap
Caitlin.
between that.
Interesting. Cranburglar, 25K. Great screen in, by the way. But Jesus, can I play this guy? But also that.
Oh, we got. Oh, she just min-raised. Oh, this might be the end of the match.
This is it.
This has
How
got to
does
be
he
the
get
end.
away?
How did?
To be fair, Mike has had so few hands even this good.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, oh, she didn't flop top pair. I did, and I'm drawing dead. That is 0%. There is a check marking Kate Hall.
How is he going to get away from this?
Just bet 1,000 and go all in on the river, Kate. Do it.
Look at the chat. They're all just like, oh, GG, guys, GG. It was a good run. Good run. Rip, 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 wrecked. Rip, dead.
Don't bet no, not 13. Just bet 1,000. You get stacks in with 1,000.
Yeah, I'd like to see a little smaller here.
Yeah. He looks like he wants to get away.
I'm gonna say though that even though
Matt Glantz here.
even though
Dentale finally flopped top pair.
even though Mike has not played well today, he has run exceptionally card dead.
Yeah. I really think he's gonna get away from this. Looks like he really wants to.
How?
He shouldn't. Game theory says no. But
You got it
luckily
again,
for
Caitlin?
him, he's not a game theory player. Yeah, the question is if he calls, does she slow or not? Say, I just have a king, your ace is good.
That would be funny. That would actually be hilarious.
That's what if I'm in Cate's spot here, I'm like, how am I going to slow roll this hand? How, like, oh, I can show a king and, like, actually I'm trying. Bet too much, Cate. You have the king of spades. He doesn't have, like, flush draws. I know you know he has an ace. Just bet him out and then get him to the river and let him hero.
As a live pro, what are your thoughts on the mid hand water drink? Does it mean she's thirsty?
I don't know. She hasn't drank much during the match at all, but I would rarely think someone's bluffing if it's the first time they're willing to do that.
Oh, so you think it's strong?
It's a comfort thing, yeah.
Okay.
Licking her lips. Look at that. That is, yeah. She has not made this many facial expressions any hand.
That is true. I'm learning slowly.
You're never gonna go with them, but
I'm never gonna go with him, but you know, I'm still learning some stuff. But you know, what I would do is, if it was really close, I might use something like that. If it was a hand, like either way, I might use some stuff like that, but only in close situations. Shout out to the real Jesse J, DP your community. What's up, man? Bazam. Dropping some bazams in the chat.
some people are asking if the river is an ace, Mike Dentale would not win. He would just have 3 of a kind, and Cate would have a full house. So that's why there's a check mark in Cate's name. Mike Dentale has no card in the deck to win.
Which is not where you want to be.
Well, you do want to be just in Cate's shoes, not
Sorry,
Doug.
for
Not-
Mike.
Sorry, Mike's.
Cushionator 420.
What do you say?
All in?
Call or all in?
Call.
Game over.
Well,
GG.
we have a winner. That was an amazingly bad shove.
And some more Red Bull for Mike. Oh, quads! He made quads.
Quads.
What a fair hand. Just the nuts.
By the way,
hey, shout out for winning my side bet.
You played great, huh?
I'm going to be making a donation to both those charities.
You played great.
Someone, feel free to join me, some people, you know.
how much you donate, Shaun?
I don't know, actually. It depends on how much they donate.
Like
Am I
Let's
gonna
say I'll
hug it? I
match
can't
whatever they
stand
raise
that. I
from
wanna
here,
hit 'em more.
341
Nah,
and
of course I'm gonna hug it
1625.
out.
oh wow, that's actually very
Up
generous.
to
of you.
say 2,000 each.
Okay.
I'm sorry?
I was gonna say no cap. So
Yeah, then I realized.
you just,
that-
you
Good
just
game,
look
Cate.
and it
You
goes
played
from
great.
like
Yeah.
1K to like 101K.
Yeah.
And you're like,
You played
Fuck you, Jeremy. I'm
Poker
sure it's you
rewards
if it
good
goes up
play.
that high.
yeah.
There's justice in poker, and you played wonderful. Thank you, everybody.
Is he
I
trolling?
finally made top pair.
She cleaned
My
him out.
goodness. Quad kings.
Do an interview before you get.
Sure.
Thanks for playing, buddy.
Thanks for playing from Matt Glantz.
Thanks for playing. Thanks for
I played
playing.
great.
Where'd Matt
Oh,
go?
amazing.
Drink more Red Bull.
For $336.